Hello, amigo. Gardens1 on Instagram. This is episode 788.5. What the fuck are we, Nerds World? Thought I'd pop in at least for a few. I'll probably turn it over to a guest host at some point if we get somebody that is willing. If not, probably just shut her down. How you guys doing? I see a few of you rolling in. Let me get this chatter out here. Deep shit on my mouse board. What's up, Hillbilly T. Barrington, Purple Thumb, CJF? What you guys smoking on? What up, ganja? Cheers. Fog. Never can do my night on my night off. Purple, anytime you want to run one, you let me know, brother. You got the ring. Always go. I don't know if my earpiece hooked up or not. No. Test. Yep. Flying here to listen to, although I do like Slick Jack. There we go. Little Motley Crew, live wire. It's a little bit like butt. There and busy. Fucking hurts my stomach just saying it. Just fucking saying it, to be honest with you. It is what it is. Cheers, Brett Anderson. How you doing, my friend? Should have grabbed me water. Smoke weed every day. True. Justin Station, cheers to you. So it's good though, actually. Hey buddy, no, it's not time for the toy. Don't make me take the toy. Oh, boys, full-time job. Alright, see, I'm just gonna go ahead and take that right now. No. Nope. Get it back a little while. Choppy internet. I probably need to plug in. Thank you for telling me, Purple Thumb. Fire one up, man. Pastime smoke. So my stomach a little bit. Nope, it's not toy time. I did. They've been dry. I just bought that toy for them a little while ago, and they have not let up on it. Not let up. What's up, Smiley? Smiley God. Cheers, my good friend. It's just burning. Had a decent time. Tip Up Town, USA, the last 2 weekends. Fucking glad it's over. At least it's over for me anyway. It's a banana. It's a banana. Cheers, organic. Let's freeze. My feet are fucking ice cold. Upper body. It's just burning off. Ganja just wants me to get it out and tease the dogs with it. They're staying over here. How'd you get it back? Did you see him take it in the backyard? He took it back. I am not a banana boy. No, down. They're all riled up. Huge cheer to you. My seedlings have sprouted. Get some heated slippers. Man, I might, man. This floor is a freaking icebox. I got shoes on, man. Still. Grateful Unknown. That's a new one. Cheers to you. How you doing? Pretty good. And a trooper. Okay, I'm trying to stream from the computer first, but if you can't hear me, I'll switch to my phone. Sounds like a deal. Can of firsties. I seen it. Cheers to you. Smiley and two.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Yeah, the headphones weren't working, so I just took them off.
How you doing today?
Doing all right, man. Doing all right. Just trying to get ready for this what's it called? I'm going out of town for work trip on Monday, so been getting the rental and everything set up for that.
Right on. Can you divulge where you're going?
Going to an Air Force base to do what's known as a pilot test, where we're going to pump like air into a well, and like that we just developed. It's like a horizontal well, so we're just going to do a bunch of tests and shit on it to see like what type of dissolved oxygen readings we can get out of it.
Nice. What's up, Smiley?
What's up, man? Candy Trooper always doing some crazy work.
Right.
Cool though. Cool as fuck.
What's that?
Said it's cool as fuck, man.
Oh, yeah. No, I appreciate it. Yeah, I think it's cool. I'm glad you think it's cool. Did you see the soil remediation that I was doing with the soil injections?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tell them about it though. I don't know. Yeah, I'll see.
Okay. So basically, the soil at this site was contaminated, and we took microbes and high fructose corn syrup and did several injections through the property and just pumped all that stuff into the ground. And over time, it's just gonna colonize and start eating away at the contamination bloom that's in the ground there, and make it so that the property can be sold.
With like a stupid amount of them too, right? You brewed like 25,000 gallons or some shit.
That was just in one afternoon. I want to say we pumped like 250,000 gallons total or something like that.
It's a lot, dude. That's crazy. I'm curious. Like, that's like something they know works though, or like it's like a known fix.
Oh, it works. Yeah, it's called bioremediation.
Yeah. That's what's up.
But it's just really funny because like when I first started doing it, I was like, well, molasses would be so much better than high fructose corn syrup, but it's just high fructose corn syrup moves through all the tubes and all the hoses and doesn't clog up the pumps as much. So I was trying to put my grower's 2 cents to it sometimes, but it wasn't work. Didn't pan out all the time.
I was thinking like fungi would be the next stage of it, right? Like to try to bring in some kind of fungal or something.
Yeah, they've got some pretty complex like microbes. They've got like microbes that eat bleach and stuff. So
Sick, man.
Yeah,
it's cool.
Yeah, there's like a whole team of scientists and engineers that work on it. So I'm the dumbass that's just in the middle of it all.
Right? You just got to go spray it in the hole.
I'm the supervisor on the work site, so I make sure all the guys that put it down into the hole, like all the geologists and stuff that are working on that, and their techs and engineers, like they're doing the right thing.
So you get to point fingers.
Huh?
So you get to point fingers at them?
Yeah. I get to point fingers and walk around with a fucking clipboard, and I go around and I measure all the wells and make sure they're not overfilling the ground and overpressurizing it. And I got to inspect the ground and make sure that like there's no what we call daylighting, that none of that material is just like finding its way through a crack to the surface. It's all staying in the ground. So, yeah.
Just another day.
Pretty much.
Sorry, guys. I'm losing this dog toy war. I done took it away twice. He took it right off the fucking thing over here. And he was chewing on it behind me. I took it away again and literally threw it on this shelf that was, he climbed the fucking shelf and got it off the fucking thing. I was,
said challenge accepted.
He's like, listen here, asshole, that's mine.
You gave it to me and I'm keeping it.
Yeah. I'll fire up a dab.
You can have it as long as you don't squeak it constantly. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, you're fine.
Yeah, we're getting hammered with snow. Do you guys, the tip up town was the lake froze or?
In most spots.
Yeah.
I definitely can see some open shore around here, but on the other side of the lake, it's pretty well froze. Most of the activities were onshore this weekend. The stuff that the side-by-side races, they canceled those last week. The hot sleds that was going to happen this week has been canceled, and I think they're doing that next week. So some of the activities were canceled for the most part, though. It was a good time. They had the polar dip today and a few other festivities. I hung out as a vendor in the beer last night. Got to listen to some good live music. So,
did you go jump in the water or what?
Fuck no.
No.
No. No. It was cold enough outside today and last night. That was good enough. I didn't even watch it. I probably, if I would have shut my mouth, I probably could have heard the screams. I was close enough to hear it. Busy few days.
It's supposed to be like good for you, do the ice baths or whatever.
That's what I hear. Joe Rogan does it.
I don't know if I could hack
boost the immune system and stuff.
Ice cubes. I don't know.
I've done some polar swims. Like when I was in Boy Scouts, I did a polar swim, and then like we did it in the military as well. And other than for competition, at no point in my life did I just jump in cold ass water for the hell of it, other than getting paid.
It like takes your breath away, dude. Cold
Dude.
Water like that, like it's like hard to breathe when you first get in. Like just, nope.
Bro, I've like jumped in like super frigid water where I had to have like a hot water suit where they're like running constant hot water from the surface like down into your suit. And I was still fucking cold. I don't like being cold.
That's uncomfortable feeling.
Hmm?
It's an uncomfortable feeling.
Oh yeah.
Blame ego, but he's all into the workout shit. I figured that was like, oh yeah, fuck yeah, get in there, splash around a little bit.
No, fuck that.
You know, I kind of thought about it a little bit, but I have like I don't know. I had a bad experience when I was younger with cold water, and I didn't want to relive it, even though I think. In this instance, I had dived off a dock, and there was a fresh well underneath where I was diving into, and they had warned me about it prior. If you went too deep, it got really cold really fast. And I dove down in there, and my back locked up, and I fucking drowned in that fucking water from that fucking quick change like that. So now I'm kind of. I'm not the first one to be charging into some cold water. Yeah, that's exactly what I pictured was like running into the super cool, but yet being locked up and being dragged out. which wasn't as cool of an image as the letter of running in there. Super cool. Nah, I'll pass. I'll pass on that shit.
You like in some places in the ocean, you can see like where a different water column of a different temperature or like a different salinity is, and you can see the difference. I've seen divers who've been diving their whole life have happen what you just said. Like they swim into a different water column and like it hits their body and they lock up. Like they've been doing this for years and it fucking hits them. Like don't ever underestimate water.
They had the paramedics and everybody right there ready to help anybody that did.
Yeah.
I'm better on land today. So I did pop some seeds. So far, my germination rate is 10 out of 12. And the root riot cubes all stood up like that. Got them right here in the little dome. Already, shit, there are a few of them already almost touching them. I'm almost all ready for a transplant already.
Oh shit, you gonna keep them right in the office there? Or?
I will not divulge that information.
Okay. I was gonna say, we're gonna have a lamp behind you and like some little babies.
You never know. Babies, yeah.
There you go. Nice dome.
Nice.
Like yesterday, I was doing this for a little while before I put the dome back on. I just like to fucking strengthen the bad boys up. This is actually a nice little container. At least I thought. You got a little area here that it's kind of quarantine where you can keep your cubes and stuff. But except for this little guy, he ain't sprouted yet anyway. This is a little storage container I got from Walmart for $3.50. And I looked at it standing upright. I'm like, that looks like that would make a nice little propagation for dome right there. So I snatched it up and it's worked fine. Lay down on top there. Huh? What's that?
So then you can grow mushrooms in between.
Maybe. You never know. I gotta switch this here piece to cut out. It's funny. My Bluetooth, I have like a plug-in Bluetooth device. It's a USB like add-on to this tower. And like every time I like put my knee over it, my earpiece goes out. So like, man.
It's been a boring day, man. Just chilling. Nothing exciting, nothing to go do. It was all the plans got canceled. I was gonna move the rest of the pots, but snow kind of busted up that. And, we've had steady snow for the last couple of days now.
Yesterday, man, the roads up here were just a sheet of ice. It was more like a rainish ice than it was a snow.
Yeah, it's
literally, I drove like 25 across around the lake last night after the fact. Slick ride.
Yeah, I gotta maybe crack some more seeds too. I don't know. It's tough now. I gotta juggle all the ones in the library too. I gotta take clones and might have to set up like another tent or something.
Tens aren't so bad.
Run out of outlets though. I gotta put in more breakers and run more wire, run more lights.
So you're still growing?
Oh yeah. I still gotta go.
Good.
Yep. It's a fucking workout moving 48 of those pots the other week. That was fucking.
What's that?
And we moved 48 of their number 15 smart pots, but they were, yeah, I don't know. They weren't all the same weight, but they were a good amount. And some of them were pretty heavy if they were wet. So I don't know.
10 gallons are heavy. I can imagine how heavy the 15s were. Yeah,
I left a couple of the dehumidifiers running for the next batch, so hopefully I can dry them the fuck out. Like, they weren't so bad if they were, pretty dry, but they get to be pretty heavy real quick, man. They soak up some water. Yeah. Got them all chopped down though, man. All the shit's out. Most of it. Get a dumpster and dump the rest. All good.
Why does it actually like pain me? It's like almost, remember how Fonzie had that fucking, he couldn't say sorry. Pretty sure, or please. I think either one of those Fonzie couldn't say. But I'm having the same problem, like saying like I'm going back to the 9 to 5 for a bit.
Yeah, you're struggling with that.
It literally puts just the deepest knot in my stomach every time I say it or think about it.
It is what it is.
Right.
I got paid time off I'm earning now, so that's a nice thing. I never got no paid time off when I was running the grow.
Oh, right.
You had to pay for time off. That's the best shit was.
You were able to have time off because of, you know what I mean? It's when you got a full grow going, there's not too often where you can just tell them, I'll be back in a week. Don't worry about it. You guys hold yourself down.
See, that's why I'm dropping so much money on getting my shrooms going, because I'm setting up a bunch of automated stuff for it. And I'm like, I just contacted this place out in San Diego and got a quote for like ABS plastic sheeting so that I can build walls around my like colonization chambers and fruiting chambers that I'm going to do. And I need the plastic sheeting because I've already found the insulation that'll go on the other side of it. But then I found like these doors that you install on boats so that like your like stowaway compartments are sealed and shit. So they got like a gasket and everything. I've got those, and those are going to be my openings into my into each shelf and everything like that, and into my fruiting chamber.
Yeah,
so yeah, I need to have it sealed and completely like legit like chamber, and each shelf is going to be its own like temperature controlled environment and humidity controlled and shit. It's gonna have like exit fans and stuff that turn on it's a certain temperature, because like I'm not gonna be here, man. I'm gonna be like out of town doing fucking work and stuff.
Dude, they do that shit for snakes. Like when they store a bunch of snakes, that's how they do that. They're like a shelf. Then like each shelf kind of has a row of shelves has like its own like heating and humidity control and shit. Might get you a start. I don't know. Or you sounds like you got an idea already, I guess. But.
Yeah, I want to have like different like environments for different strains, because like otherwise, I would just get like a grow tent, put a shelf, and throw a humidifier in the bottom and a heating mat in the bottom, and say call it a fucking day. I would have very specific, very like controlled like areas of environment and stuff too. And the lights I found are pretty cool. They're only like they only take up 1 watt. So I'm just like, fuck yeah.
Sounds like you're overthinking it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. 1000%. But I can't wait to so I can have it like all built and stuff. Then I'll like take some pictures and stuff.
Yeah, well, let's check it out.
Dude, I bought a bandsaw so I can cut like angle iron. I got like this whole Dremel set so I can cut through like the ABS and like put in like everything, and I can cut into like what's it called? The IP65 junction boxes and stuff that are just like all four walls, and then you have like a plate that you can take off. I've got the plate so I can take the Dremel to it and carve it out so I can put the control boards and stuff and the little buttons and everything that they the control circuit itself. So they all like dock into that once you carve a hole out for it. So yeah, definitely overthinking it.
I was gonna say, you're gonna control it all different. You have to have a sensor for like each little compartment and shit.
Yeah, that's what these control boxes are for. I found a bunch of white label control units, like they're meant for like refrigeration and shit. And so what I'm gonna do, because like they'll kick in like the hot and the cold, basically at the required temperature, and it has a probe that's already built into it. I found like a group of like, what is it, like 8 of those units for like a batch price, and it's pretty cheap. And it was like, it's gonna be pretty good stuff, is what it seems like. So we'll see what it looks like when it's all put together, though.
Yeah, I like it. Dreaming big. You're always into the automation shit, though. Like,
yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. It's what's the future of it, because it's reliable. It works while I'm out of town. It wakes up and does what I want to do when I still want to sleep.
yeah, that's a huge battle right there, is being able to have it all work when you're away. So.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't have the time I would love to have to dedicate to all that stuff, which is why in my free time I have to overthink like the automation of it, make sure it's gonna, if I'm gonna put my money into this, it's gotta fucking work.
Yeah.
There we go. Now it's on. So I can't help but wonder, is the first time you fire up that automation system like that moment when you're done set up like a gazillion dominoes and you flick it and you're running along next to them, you're like, it's not working, is it going, is it going? Is that like what it's like when you fire up that automation the first time?
You have no clue if it's going to work, and you have to sit there and you have to babysit it. You either have to do, before you put anything into it, the thing to do is to have like a whole week of tests. Just be like, all right, this day at this time, this thing should come on. And you have some way to either data log it, or you're there to data log it yourself, just to make sure everything fires off appropriately. Do some stress testing, kind of like, all right, I'm going to do this time, and I'm going to do that, just try to confuse it, trip it up, see if you can find the flaws and if you can find ways to troubleshoot through it. So just trying to put it through its paces and make sure like you built something that works.
Yeah.
It's got to be pretty satisfying.
Yeah. It is like when it fucking actually does work. Nothing ever fucking goes according to plan. Like in a even at work when I'm doing like big remediation like pump systems and stuff, like we know that once you turn it on, it doesn't matter how many like stress tests you do, like once it's showtime, it's got a whole different ball game, and different issues and different problems will arise. So the first few runs are always going to be prototypes and testing. But I've got like a colonization chamber that I'm going to do. What I want to do is I want to put a camera on every shelf so I can like see into it without like having to open up the environment and compromise it. So I am getting pretty extra with it.
That'd be dope though. You could do like,
well, I found these backup cameras. What?
Could you do like a time lapse of them and shit?
I'm hoping I can. That's one of the features I want to look into for like why I have it. Mostly just so I can rewind it and be like, all right, something happened. When did this event happen? You know, and backtrack to when you can see like, oh shit, the vent didn't open and it didn't drain out the humidity in time, and so everything's like fucking rotten in here. Shit like that.
Man, the small cameras as they make these days, I'm sure you can find some that you could put
Right.
on.
I found a whole batch of little mini backup cameras and stuff that people can use. Those they're like weather resistant and everything already, so they'll be able to withstand like the really high heat and the high humidity that they'd be in. And so I'm gonna see like what type of if I can do like time lapse, what the view actually looks like through that. So what all I need to hook up to it to actually do all those features that I want. So we'll see. I probably have to hook it up to like a Raspberry Pi or something like that.
So you're gonna mass produce these and call them like the Mushroom Trooper or something?
No, I actually have like a whole nother like name and stuff like picked out, and I'm gonna like have it separate from my thing and shit. So when I'm ready, no, I have a whole kind of thing like ready to roll out for when that actually happens. So it's all in the works. It'll be ready when it's ready.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm right now I'm trying to talk to a guy that does what is it? Sheets of like brushed stainless steel, fabricating it. So trying to get that going.
Yes.
I'm ready for warm weather already. Very much so.
Do you think winter just moved back a few weeks and it's just gonna be a few weeks longer into spring and shit?
Unfortunately, I do, but that doesn't keep me from being optimistic. I could have just missed this year, and I could go from there.
Yeah. We'll get an April snow.
Man, I've had fucking snow in April up here. I've had snow till April here into May. Spots in my yard that were shaded that were once froze a couple feet thick and shit. It's never gonna go away, is it? This ain't one of those years, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah, start working on the outdoor garden soon too. Shit. Like some of these peppers and some veggies going.
Walmart actually had some decent seed starters this year. The reusable ones. They had the typical cheap plastic domes, but they had several that were some were small, kind of root riot size type, and had some nice depth for a cover, maybe 3 inches, and then they had some other ones that were more of that size, and same size container, reusable, washable, had about a 4-inch top to it. It's like, man, that look kind of nice. Maybe it's just a cheap ass in me, but I like the reusability of shit. I wish I have like a plastic kind of like one of these. It's a little bit smaller. I've showed it before, like propagation seed starter type thing. And man, I cloned out of that thing forever. I fucking started seeds in it. I used it for the vegetables I got it in, but it's in storage, but I've always wanted to find another one. I've never ran into because they had a nice tall top, like 8 inches or something. It was perfect for cannabis clones. It's good to me too.
I was gonna say a 4-inch top seems a bit short.
Certain seeds, so it wouldn't be bad.
Not too bad. Which ones you got going?
Those are the Columbia F2s right there. I had that, and sadly, still have the sack sitting right here. I start throwing in some vials or some shit. Start handing them out.
Yeah, that's the Exodus cheese, man.
You know, the few have got it, I've heard some pretty good things about it. So far, so good. I never got to see mine prevail, but I know she's still in flower, though. Man, I've been really optimistic lately.
Like it.
Good mood. Very, I don't know if it's just the whole mindset on 23, but I've kind of like come to the conclusion that I can say that every time you guys see me from this point on, I think you'll see a better version of me. Try to step it up a little bit.
Hell yeah, man. I hope I can say the same thing. I hope we all can.
'23's the year, huh?
It's the year.
I like it. Optimism's good.
You know, it feels good, you know, just to see those seedlings right there, to be honest with you, as far as just to see some kind of little kind of relationship there. You know, I talked to Mr. Toad when I talked to him, and you know, when he talked about his hard times of watching that seed sprout, pulling him through. I can kind of relate to it now. It's been that long since I've not had good plants going, a lot of plants going, but man, watching the seeds come up, curl out of there, it's got me. Maybe that's part of the good mood the last few days, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Already bought a little bit of soil. Forgot to grab some cups though. Transplant them up. Fuck it. I was right. I was all chipper just thinking about them. In the day, I wasn't even here. Just like, I need to get this stuff.
That's what growers do best, man. We buy shit. So it's half the war right there, half the addiction. We're gonna buy shit.
I called out some folks at that beer tent last night. Had on cannabis shirts and shit. I was like, thank goodness somebody's supporting the cannabis community here and shit. Good for you guys. It's funny. It felt weird being in the belly of the beast yesterday, as far as like I'm not a drinker, man, and it's, I don't know, it's different. I had a band that was good time. They rocked out late '90s, two covers. They actually put it down for like fucking 4 hours. They put from 6 to 10. I only took a couple breaks and shit.
Yeah. That's good.
Live music's always good. So any of you guys, well, I doubt you are, Mr. Smiley, because you're trying to wean down, but you're gonna bring anything new to the garden anytime soon, Ken Trooper?
I am focusing on mushrooms mostly myself, but what's it called? Pepper just took down some stuff. He just took down some pink certs and some high tide. So I'll go over there tomorrow and see what that's about. But I know he's getting ready to like wash and stuff
There
too.
you go. Pink certs.
Huh? Huh?
Pink certs.
Yeah. Compound genetics. It's it looks fucking gorgeous. Honestly, like I've seen some beautiful weed, but this is some very pretty weed. So he definitely really hit it with this one.
So, heard it here first, folks. Pink certs.
No, I know other people have like grown it that have been like on the show and stuff and everything, but like I was very impressed with what he did with this, to be honest. And I'm gonna go see like the finished product.
So science LEDs.
It's something. It's probably him.
Yeah.
He puts a lot of work into that.
Oh yeah. Plumbing like fucking Mario and Luigi over there.
I remember that shit. That shit was funny. I was like, Pepper, we got us dress up like that for fucking Halloween.
That's awesome. It's always this year.
Yeah.
Is the year. Remember? It is the year for everybody.
It's the year.
We just went over that.
It is the year.
Dude, I was trying to tell him to stay awake to get on the show because I was like, I knew you were gonna get on. I just had a feeling you were gonna get on. And he was just like he started passing out on the phone with me right before you broadcasted. Like seriously, 10 minutes before you went live, I could hear him mumbling on the phone. I was like, hey man, I'm gonna let you go.
Works hard, man.
Sleep, and I think he's got the record for snoozes on the show.
I've done that. I've probably got that.
That's kind of funny. I could even check into that club. Only once or twice, though. Only once or twice on by it. But I do have a sleeping episode.
Yeah, you do. I didn't think you did.
Oh, I can't remember who took over. I think Grokoski was here, and I'm not sure who else was on. But I was like, "Yeah, you guys got this, right?" And I just fucking cambered off. Slept for about 45 minutes. Got back up. All right. It's actually in the title of one. It's in the title.
I think you got me like actually like look like passed out like on camera like taking a long ass nap.
I believe we actually had to mute Sergeant Pepper for snoring.
No.
That was funny.
He works hard, man. He works real hard, okay?
No, he does. That was pretty funny though.
It was. That was a fun episode.
He was.
Well, shh, don't wait.
No.
Sawing logs, dude.
It was a fun episode, real fun one.
Poor Pepper.
Cheers, man. It's the 20, so fire it up.
Oh shit. I will. Let me grab something quick. Where the fuck is my cart?
I got one called Cart Crash. From it's a cut I got from Sativa Smurf. He's in chat sometimes.
Speaking of, I've actually drank a couple cans of poison the last few days. Probably feel I succumbed to McDonald's late yesterday, and I literally about puked like an hour later. I tried to go to the gym, and I was like, "There's no fucking way." About puked after about an hour after eating that shit. I just felt terrible.
That was the That was the warrior that all that kombucha was having in here.
No, it's been a couple of days on that too. McDonald's probably just went in. It's like not even prepared for it.
Surprise invasion.
It is though, man. I found that to be true, not just lately, but anytime in the last 5-6 years, easy. If I've taken a long spurt away from like eating, and I'm aiming right at McDonald's here, taking that because that was the only fast food, you know what I mean, that was near me. So if I took a break from eating that shit and then went back to eating it, every time it's made me feel shitty like that. My stomach instantly like, what the fuck are you doing? I thought we were getting along, man. What the fuck?
Make sure you're using wet wipes.
My dad used to call it scarf and barf. That's pretty much what it is, right?
Yeah, I guess. Not for me anymore. I found out I was allergic to dairy and I use wet wipes now. So.
See, what about Bob's? I love me a sausage biscuit. They were actually trying, and they fuck as far as I know, they may do still doing it, but I think McDonald's was like on a mission to fucking just take us out like 2 years ago. You could buy a coffee, and this is my local McDonald's. You can buy a coffee, large coffee, for $2.25, or you could get a large coffee and a sausage biscuit for $2. And being the cheapskate that I am, I never opted out.
Never opted out. Sign me up.
Damn, I want to save a few cents. I ain't get a biscuit. Damn.
I don't get it very often, but fuck, it's $10 for a breakfast now and shit. Like, stupid price on all that stuff.
Is that since the egg prices have went up? I think they were gonna see a reflection in that, and fucking egg McMuffin's gonna be like $12.
That's one cool thing. Our shop I work at, they buy breakfast every Friday. It's been like a company tradition for a long standing time now. Now it's under question though, because they've gone corporate. So like there's like managers on managers on managers that are looking at all the fine print, so to speak. And like, yeah, now they're like, that's on the chopping block is like breakfast on Fridays. But shit, man, for the morale that it brings, it's like, I don't know why you'd stop doing it. You guys all love it. We all look forward to it. It's like,
Yeah, keep you guys happy.
Yeah. It's a small cost is what it really boils down to, Those guys see the cost and don't really see how happy everybody gets when you get fucking ordered. Hey, dude, breakfast here. Shit.
Yeah.
Everybody, the whole shop's like, oh, hell yeah, breakfast. Fuck yeah, boom.
Yeah, no, morale is definitely a big thing. Like we have like one guy that's like bringing down the morale in our group, and it's actually like been noticed by higher ups. So we're all kind of like waiting to see what's going to happen to him.
Yeah. Interesting shit. The corporate world.
It is very interesting to watch the white collar world work.
That's what the part of the curl in my stomach, I think. I've had, 4 interviews this week. Been accepted for fucking 3 jobs. Now it's like a pick and choose type thing on my end. And fucking So multiple levels of interviews too. You know what I mean? All right, you feeling good? Yeah, all I gotta do is flip you to the next guy and you get to talk to him and all right, yeah, okay. Well, we're just gonna do a video. We're gonna do, gonna do a video. Okay. And just that exactly what you're talking about there, the I'm boss thing I've already seen. It's been a long time since I've seen this world.
Dude, I've got like 10 project managers I work with, and then like 5 senior engineers, and then I've got 6 supervisors, and then I've got program presidents and all this. Like, there's just so many. I'm like, who, what? I don't understand how any of your rank structure works, man.
Well, I mean, even outside of cannabis, I've always I had my own construction company or home improvements company. And so I've always been in charge of the layout of the day and stuff like that. You know, I'm not afraid of a hard day's work or none of that shit. It's just the weirdness of I really haven't dealt with it more on like a corporate or larger business scale in a minute. You know, there's a short time where, fuck, damn, that was like 12 when I did the window glazer deal and was working on the Obama prevailing wage thing. So that was like union but not union. Had a multi-tier boss thing like that. And that was the first time in a long time that I had dealt with that. It was weird then.
I just haven't dealt with it in this many layers since like the military. Because basically since I got out of the military, I've been a consultant or a contractor of sorts. And so I was an independent military contractor for a while. I did my own thing and I just took up contracts for the government and started working with agencies. I got out and I was a diving contractor for a minute and did that. Same thing, picked up contracts and then being a cannabis consultant. And then I worked that up into being an environmental engineering consultant. So that's exactly what I do. Like, we're all environmental engineering consultants at the firm I work for. So it's much different than working your own fucking gigs, picking up your own fucking contracts, having all these like project managers that just like, here, I've got this, I need you to do this. Here, I've got this, I need you to do this. And you have to make sure you're billable every week and stuff. It's just like a whole thing. The goal is to never bill overhead.
Yeah, it is fun like that.
Yeah.
Like, they lose sight of what the actual goal is in a lot of it. Like, I don't know, I'm doing auto repair now, so like our shit's pretty busy, you know, taking cars in, getting them fixed, fucking all that shit. It's a busy shop. Like, there's 3 of us in the office just trying to take care of the customers, you know, as they come in and calls and all that. And the one guy is my manager, and then like his manager runs 5 stores, and then there's a manager over him that, you know what I mean? And then the guys that run 5 stores, there's managers over all them, and there's a manager that they answer to, and it's like so disconnected from like those guys that are on that 3rd tier are so disconnected from like what our day-to-day actual activity is. It's like, it's so stupid, some of the shit they come up with. You're just like, what the fuck, dude? Do you even know what we fucking do? Like, really? Is that like...
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, they don't. Because like when I go and I do these like environmental like consultings and stuff, I'll go to a company and I'll deal with the top dog when I'm there. When I first show up, I'll sign in with the front lady, so I get to interact with her. I get to deal with the security people, anybody who checks you in or has to do like any little classes they have to do before they let you on the floor. Then I go talk to like the CEO guy who I've been corresponding with for the whole week before I show up. So it's like then from there, I go all the way to the floor and I work with the guys at the bottom all day. And it's just like the disconnect between that person and those people is like massive because you hear both sides and stuff. And it's just like, man, you guys just don't even know each other, do you?
Not at all. It's all numbers on paper to them. You know?
Mm-hmm. And it's just like you guys are all in the same building. Like, see, even in the military, we had our command sergeant major would come down and he'd have a contest. And if someone won the contest, they got to be the command sergeant major for the day. You know, like you could see what it'd be like to be the boss for the day as like a lowly fucking private. So they fucking scare the shit out of you.
It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I end up biting my tongue a lot. It's like I'm used to. I mean, even when I worked for my dad, I was on like family side of things, so you get a different insight into the running of the business. And then I ran my own. So now it's like, yeah, I just kind of like, oh, that's not how I'd really do it, but whatever.
Yeah. Bro, not for nothing though. Like you can say like blue collar versus white collar and stuff, all that you want. White collar, man, fucking mentally exhausting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like the fact though that like once I get fed up with all the office bullshit, I can go out into the field and just get away from everybody. Just go walk around in the woods for like an hour looking for a well, trying to sample it and shit. Like, I like this job.
They say all the white collar guys seem like they spend their day planning meetings to figure out when they're going to have their next fucking meetings. You know
Yeah. Yeah, when I come back from that hike, I get reminded of that because I've got like fucking 10 missed messages trying to line up my kickoff call for my meeting that's going to happen like the day after that for the project that's happening a month after that, you know? And it's just like by the time I get to the project, I don't even remember what the fuck we talked about on the fucking kickoff calls.
There you go, Eagle. What are you going to do? You go put a suit and tie on? Be a stockbroker?
Yeah, oddly enough, when I was a kid, that was like one of the things that I did want to do. No, I'll probably go back to trim carpentry. Although, oddly enough, there was one automotive job on the slate. But I don't know if it's not my field, but it's close, whatever.
It's in demand too. Pays good.
Yeah, it isn't bad pay. It isn't a bad pay. It isn't what I'd be making for the carpentry, but there's more travel in that. Not much, but the initial job, the so far, the lead one, I still got one other one to deal with that actually started out $2 more. If I could get them on board, I'll see what they're about. I'd be traveling to Traverse City, which would be an hour and a half each way on an 8-hour day. It's kind of a bummer. And again, it's been a minute since I had to do that. You know what I mean? But driving, commuting up this way isn't really too bad. Morning traffic and shit. So. You know what I mean? It's really not that bad. to commute. Traverse City's pretty busy though. But I don't necessarily. That's what I was talking about. I was talking to somebody else. I'm like, man, I'm trying to get south. Here, I'm taking shit further north. Let's see. I'm still throwing things into the fire there.
That's what Jessica, my girl, is in the same boat. She had her last day Friday. She's laid off now, so just trying to figure out, and I don't know, figure out potential next steps or whatever.
And things have, that it was nice that I had the background of running my own business, because in all these carpentry positions that I've applied for, base has been no less than 25 to start, and they're like, what justifies, how can you justify that? And I'm like, I rattle off 100 reasons and I got my own shit, you know what I mean? And they're like, you're right, you're good. So I have a few of those. Them are actually the more options, is back to trim carpentry starting at that rate. So, but the travel. So
it's something to think about. I wouldn't want to travel after, like, I don't know, like the drive out to the barn now just seems so fucking long. Like, I'm like, how did I even do this for 3 years or whatever?
Through the snowstorms, man. We waited for you to get on. You were stuck in the snow, storm traveling. I can only do 25 a few nights.
Yeah,
how far?
I broke down on the way, had to call and get a ride and shit, tow it.
Something I've noticed from going from your own schedule to someone else's schedule, where it's more compartmentalized, trying to fit it in so that like you can have a life outside of it and stuff too. Like you get back into that regiment and just like that drive, you're just like, damn, this was so much time out of my day. Like I could have been doing this, I could have been doing that, you know.
My days go by pretty quick, actually. So,
Nice.
that's one thing I like about it. It gets frustrating at times, but it's like when you're like there in the morning and opening up, and then all of a sudden you're like fucking full of shit. They're like, "Hey, dude, it's time for lunch." You know, you're already late. Like, oh shit.
Yeah.
You know, and like fucking back to her, and before you know it, it's the end of the day. It's like, all right.
Yeah, it's like 7:30 a.m. and I'm like 2 hours away from like where I live and stuff, because like I just drove out there sometimes. Like I've gotten up and gone driven to a work site, and you guys were still on and stuff, and I've like gotten on right when he was about to say like the whole list and everything. And it's like, yep, just driving to work site.
Yeah.
I gotta say though, the thought of, kind of getting back, carpentry was my first passion, before, well, the weed thing's always been there. But if I had to work, I always was very passionate about my carpentry work. And as, I spent a lot of years as an apprentice on a higher level of carpentry there. And I've always kind of said throughout the last few years, if you guys could really see a lot of what I've done in the last fucking 20 some years, you know what I mean? You guys would all probably go, what the fuck are you doing growing cannabis? You know what I mean? And so the thought of, getting back to even, when I talked to the last guy there, he's like, what level of, trim carpentry do you like? I'm like, the difficult shit. The harder the better. Round shit, you know what I mean? And he's like, yeah, that's good. I'm like, yeah, I love a challenge. There's something about making yourself, challenging yourself, you know, and making you think, can I get these angles to line up? You know what I mean? There's that, especially on that, man. I don't know how many times in, like, say, a kitchen package or something like that, you know, you'll have that one special item there. You only got that one fucking shot at it. You know what I mean? You're just one and done. You better fucking be on. So sometimes when you have that like difficult miter or whatever and shit, and it's always that fucking quiver in the back when you hit the trigger of that saw and you lay into it. You know what I mean? On something like that. And when it all works out, man, and it's just what it should be, with no fucking fuck ups, that's a good feeling at the end of it. I do kind of miss that. But
I was thinking you might build furniture or something. Even.
I did. I used to build furniture when the wood shop that I started growing weed in was set up, man, for furniture. I could, I had jigs on the wall. I could make you a fucking 6 foot wide tabletop. I could make curio cabinets. I've got a lot of beautiful furniture. I could dressers, all kinds. I mean, you name it, I could, I actually, at one point, this dude brought me a fucking load of hickory flooring that he wanted a tabletop built out of. And it's, how hard it is to take flooring and make that shit flat for a tabletop. You know what I mean? It's one thing to nail it flat to a floor, but when you're trying to make a top out of it, clamp it, it's a little bit more. But man, that thing, it was a beautiful top and it was done, man. Fucking ton of pieces. You could stand on that bitch when I was done with it. I've had some fun. That's the same guy, man. I actually I ran that hickory flooring in his house and then ran a walnut band around the room and continued with the flooring with a walnut medallion in the center of the floor as well. So that's the kind of shit that I do. Inlays, I can fucking inlay whatever you want. Fucking I've showed just that. I don't know, I've shown some of the like table, serving trays, I guess the best way to call them. Serving trays, you could just use them as fucking sit on your lap and eat dinner. All kinds of shit, man. It's really cool shit.
Oh yeah. Used to love being in the wood shop when I was younger.
I think I've actually built a lot of round pieces as well, round and curved. I built my oldest daughter, I built her a toy box that was completely round, and it was strips, all different strips: walnut, maple, Brazilian cherry, and it was beautiful. And a treasure chest for Courtney. Treasure chest. Lexi, I built her a big old bed. She was into Barbies, so I made her a big old. It was kind of like a bunk bed style. She was up, but underneath had Barbie setups each side to where she could showcase all of her Barbies, and then there was a Barbie little world underneath where she used to play. Yeah, it is shit like that. There's some of that shit that it's like, kind of like I've stood back and go, wow, I can't believe I did that shit. It's all the corny little pieces and shit.
That's cool though. You can tell you still enjoy talking about it and it's passion. So
hopefully someday I could take you guys through. And man, if I could ever get to downtown Flint, man, That's the story where I told you where I actually met my real dad. And then when he was tiled on the floor there, I was off because my jackhammered my foot. There's two houses side by side there that I spent about 6 years of my life in, 70 hours a week, restoring. The one was from 1806 and the other one was from 1890, completely restored. I mean, on the outside, we pulled everything off right to the suds. And then same thing, covered it back in on the inside, everything down to the studs, and historically put everything back. So if I took a cornice off, it was a new one put up exactly like the one I took off. You know, the bitch about that was is when you go into something like that, historical societies, you have to fight tooth and nail on pulling anything out. You want to pull a window out, you have to get that okayed. And on these homes right here, we had, the Mott family was who I was working for at that point, and unlimited budget. And this committee's trying to tell me that they would rather see rotted portions of cedar siding kind of bondoed in. I mean, literally bondoed and then ground down and repainted versus us taking it down to the studs and putting it back with original materials, same likeness. I mean, we everything reproduced, see the same cedar siding, wood corners, wood cornices. It looked exactly like it did when it was built, except it was brand new, except for the studs. You know what I mean? The structure itself stayed, and if there was rotted out, of course, we changed what sections needed to be replaced, but all brand new. But it always blew me away. Finally, we ended up winning. Second house, we didn't have such a problem. But either way, the second house, cedar shake siding. Oh man, I could tell you stories forever on these houses. But I'd love to get you there. And I did all the brick paperwork. I did all the fucking siding. I did all the trim work. I did obviously 6 years of being there in the two, between the two, and but beautiful homes. But what I'm getting into is the site one had tons of history. At one point was a bootlegger residence, and when you went downstairs, there was like secret buttons you'd have to push that actually accessed different parts of the basement underneath the homes where they used to have like old time. That one was liquor storage, and the other time was like actually a little bar area, and it was super cool. And then the same level upstairs, there was one portion of the house where they had a mural of slaves kind of stuff all around the room. And in 1960, Jacqueline Kennedy came and seen the room and had it reproduced in the White House. So there's only two murals like this. There was three at one point. One got destroyed. So the one there, the one in Flint, and there's one in the White House of this mural in that house too, which was scary because we had to like super careful. Nothing, if we didn't have to be in that room, we didn't have, you weren't in there. But the bitch about it for me was, so it was like a wainscot. So up above, half the wall was the mural, and then it had woods wainscoting through there that had to be, some of it had to be taken out, and some of it had to be fucking stripped, yada yada yada. And it was fucking plaster. I don't know if you guys know, but old time plaster, you get in probably the wrong fucking thing, and fucking the whole sheet could fall on you. And there was a couple of spots that did crack, and we had to have fucking historical painters come in and fix parts off and shit. But it was the super cool shit in there, man. I found Civil War rationing stamps in them walls. I found some silver dollars in the house walls as well. But that was always cool. I've restored a lot of old houses as well.
So what are you gonna like turn that stuff into the homeowner, right? Like that's his stuff, right? Like
no, the stamps, them stamps still with me. I still have those stamps. Yes, true.
well, I don't know. I mean, I suppose if it was a big find or something, but
Yeah, I got.
well, I was just wondering because you were like talking about how the historical department's like on your butt about everything.
Well, the structure of the house, stuff like that. I mean, would it be any different if I found a cool beer can, which we have over the years from the wall? Yeah. Most times that shit goes right to the dumpster. If I was lucky, I actually found it. It was cleaning out the plaster that had been under a little bit of dust, and it was just, I don't know. I can't find her keep.
What'd you get for that Civil War stamp?
Nothing. Finders losers. It's gone. I don't know. In time, it's been lost in the shuffle of life.
That history is cool though. Some of that old shit. It's a trip.
Found a lot of cool shit over the years. So.
Yeah, the craftsmanship blows your mind. Like just the tools they had back then and shit was pretty unreal.
In the end, I started coming back that way. I actually have talked about it on the show a few times, and that showed some of my like wood planes and stuff like that. Versus sanding. Still to this day, I would much rather take like a card scraper to a piece and finish it off versus taking a bunch of time and breathing in a bunch of dust to finish off a little area. I mean, and it's like I'm sure you obviously used sharp off something and it just kind of just slides. Same thing with a fucking a plane. You get that nice curl, effortless and shit. It's almost like a bonding experience with the piece or that board or whatever. Same thing with a nice card scraper. If you can get to use it, it's just a piece of metal with some sharp edges on it. You kind of learn to contour it and bend it, and you know what I mean, and just drag it along your piece. Nice little rub each time, but you can get that same little just translucent curl if you learn how to use it right. Anyway, I guess enough of the carpentry talk.
You're fine, man. You're passionate about it.
I was about to say we need an Eagle carpentry channel.
I used to drive my. It was both. I've drove my family nuts over the years with either fucking woodworking shit, this old house, woodworks, yada yada yada. Then at one point it slid from that to just constant weed shit. I've definitely put as much time into fucking learning carpentry as I have growing weed. For sure. Used to be some good old shows, man. David Marks, Woodworks. I learned to do some cool shit on that show. That was fine woodworking shit through.
It's funny. Just to get a job bidding it. Like, that's kind of what I'm doing now. Instead of fixing cars, I'm just bidding the work and getting all the parts and shit.
See, that's the one I turned down like 6 months ago. I'm sure if I made a call, that could be more that was a point finger job there, running the siding crew downstate. That's a downstate job.
So less, not as rough on your body, I guess.
Yeah, that's I've read that's fun work though. I still consider that fun work.
Yeah, if I went back to wrenching, I'd have more service than any of the techs there actually.
Not to mention, well, that's the other downside is I am a fucking terrible tool hoarder, and they have a lot of cool gadgets out these days. I mean, when I stepped out, I had like the cool shit. And it still works. I got like the battery. I was the only guy that had back then like the fucking and like I say, they still work. The airless DeWalt guns. They were all battery operated, so all my trim guns had no air. I could just show up to pop, 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 pop. And they were beautiful, especially for doing bass and stuff. There's no dust, blowback and shit like that. And fuck, nail guns, and I got the whole Hitachi line. They came out with one year. They were fucking like a neon green with flames, with a phantom green flames down each side of them and shit. And I was like, yep, I want one of each. So I got spiker guns with flames. I got all my trim guns got flames. And then pull the wall. I got the same mimic. Every gun I got in Hitachi, I got in DeWalt. Same complete DeWalt stuff. Pin nailers down to fucking. I actually got a pin nailer that shoots a 2/8 nail that you can't even see the head of. That's how small it is. I mean, it's literally like earring size. So you could actually like take a wet rag and swell the wood. You know what I mean? A little bit to fill its own hole. I'm passing. Sorry.
Oh yeah, man.
I still got it all too. That's that's the funny thing about it. That's what is that about the criminals right there? I still have like they didn't take my bandsaw and take my planer and take my drill press. You know what I mean? They took my fucking grow lights and my guns. That's all, basically all they fucking stole out of the fucking unit there. But all this all the stuff I could use to make money like this is still thankfully there. Moreover, they didn't touch my flame collection. Thank goodness for that. I got some old fucking planers like early 1900 Stanleys. Shit, had a hard time even finding prices on them, to be honest with you, or any information on some of them. Still got beautiful irons that fucking work better than anything I bought from the same company, from Stanley, that don't work as good as my early 1900 planes.
Yeah, you got like an old collection of woodworking tools too, don't you?
Yeah, that's that. The old. I have tons of respect for the old craftsman shit. The old, spin drills and shit like that. Woodwright shop. Anybody remember the Woodwright shop? That was like a PBS. Even fucking make shit out. It's nothing but wood tools.
Yeah, they would use the old school stuff, like the hand planer and shit. Yeah. You said this old house earlier, and it got me thinking. So I made this.
Ah, that was quick lickety split. That's awesome, man. This old eagle.
Yeah, I sent it to you.
No, that's awesome, bro.
He's got to be like looking over the fence with just the top part of his head.
Yeah. You never know. Maybe that will swing into something someday. There's everybody's in chat. So you should do that. Say that you guys. We should start a channel. Do it. Something like that. You should show some of that shit.
You get some jobs or something. I don't know. It's cool.
Yeah, I get back to set up to where I can actually do some projects. It'd be fun to do some lives while I was making some shit.
Yeah. I see some cool ass reels on Instagram and stuff, guys doing woodworking and
There's some fucking artists out there these days, man. Some of the guys that are fucking taking and filling in with the colored epoxies and making tops and shit. I seen one the other day. This dude fucking took about a 4-foot round slice of this tree, old redwood, and it had like cracks and shit throughout. You know what I mean? So he sanded it down, and there was a nice big one in the center, and he filled that fucker with all of the holes with aluminum. Hot aluminum he just dumped in there, and as it kind of burnt the edges, you could see him like flare up as he was dumping it in there. But when it was cooled and sanded down, oh man, it was cool as fuck. I ain't never seen nothing like that. And obviously then when they electrocute the boards, you know what I mean, wet it down, put the 2 nails, put electricity into it, watch it burn like the lightning patterns into it. That's pretty cool too. Liam Mass, old friend of mine, we read Weed Nerd, he's early episode. He was one of the first people I actually kind of see taking that on like a fun level and sharing it a little bit.
That is cool when they do like the lightning burns on it. You ever see that Canada Trooper?
The what?
Where they run electricity through the wood and it like
Yeah. And then have you seen them like they take the flame to it and then they do that, and like he was saying, they run like a strip of like epoxy, clear epoxy, or like a colored one, and I really like it. I really like that kind of like the resurgence of like skilled tradescraft and stuff like that we see on like Instagram. Because like sometimes I'll even send you like there's this plumber guy that like I see, and he's just like he takes a lot of pride in like how well he does his work and stuff. And it's just like I really enjoy watching somebody who takes a lot of pride in their work.
I got after I found my real dad there, I found out it is funny because I had laid tile and that was one of those things that, and yeah, it's one of those things too where I talk about, try anything because you never know if you can fucking do it or not. How many times have you tried something and you're like, wow, I am like effortlessly good at this shit. You know what I mean? There's tile was one of them things for me. I could lay a fucking strap, flat, straight floor, without. It was weird how easy of a groove it fell into. Then when I met him, I found out 5th generation tile. You know what I mean? And a lot of them had been mural. They've done some really cool murals around the world and shit. They've actually flown around in big projects and shit. And I got my uncle, actually, he's a huge mural guy and still to this day flies around doing shit like that. But when I met him back then, he was already doing like fiber optics and shit into his tile. And actually, you'd go to his house and he had, well, his bathroom was like a space type scene. So it like had this like it was black and it kind of looked like little planets here and there, and he had ran fiber optics in it, and when you shut off the floor, the light, the floor would twinkle. You could see like little fiber optic stars twinkling in the floor. And the same thing, he had this wicked sink in there he built with whack bunch of fiber optics that all kind of lit up and did shit. I don't know. Pretty.
Yeah, fiber optics is actually how I'm going to be able to use like 1 watt of light in the mushroom thing I'm doing. I'm going to use a fiber optic rope for light for my mushroom light. He froze up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a great idea, man. That's a good idea.
I appreciate it.
Well, they'll put out enough light. Like what?
They don't need a lot of light, man. When I read that, it was specifically saying blue light is the best light to cultivate mushrooms in, because like they did a bunch of side by sides of different types of like light between like incandescent, different like warm, cool Kelvin temperatures and stuff like that. So they found specifically an LED, a blue LED, is the best one to cultivate mushrooms underneath. And so I found a blue 1 watt LED, and because I don't want to put the lights in the actual chamber. That's why I came up with the idea of running a fiber optic, like translucent little rope through there that is like really good at distributing the light that runs through it, like omnidirectionally through from the actual rope itself. So all I need to do is like rope it back in, and it should give it enough light. And if you really think about like in nature, where you see like mushrooms grow the most, it's like in the shaded areas, like under trees and like at the base of them, like fallen stumps and stuff, like in shade. So they don't need a lot of light at all, and they only need 3 to 5 hours a day at the most.
Chivo Man in chat wanted me to ask you what plumber you were talking about.
Mario.
Yeah, let me look it up. I think it's like Boston Plumbing or something like that. Yeah, Boston Plumbing Monsters.
I think I gotta rip up paper if I'm gonna fucking roll another joint. I think I'm gonna smoke a bowl instead. Smash.
I don't even like smoking out of bowls anymore.
No.
I like rolling the joint. I'm settled in on that. Bongs aren't bad, but they're like, it's a lot to sit there and try to pack a bong and pass it, and you know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah, no, not that. For sure. Well, if it's not yourself, it isn't too bad. You know what I mean? Like I'm about to do where anybody else in on it. It's not bad. But smoke a little bit of hash. That's what I was doing yesterday. A little hit here and there.
is that still the hash you made, or is that from?
Yeah. Yeah. There's a little bit of that still floating around.
No, I'm gonna be scraping by for a few weeks too. It's kind of like that. But that's what it is. I find this shit all over still, so like, I've been kind of digging through and like, oh, hey, this ain't that bad. Like finding half ounces here and there. Shit.
definitely done that. Nah, I've always jokingly say that's the closest thing that I come to a cure is lost weed. Well, it's kind of sad to say, but it's true. Anything that I could even consider to be cured would be a lost jar.
Or it's like that last half ounce when the new shit's done. You know what I mean? And like kind of gets shuffled to the back a little bit because you got the new shit out. And like
In
come
fact,
back to it after a few weeks, and you're like, oh yeah.
that incident in general kind of swayed me a little bit. A little bit. Fucking on the cure. Because that I was at the time was a pure Kush, and I didn't really like it. Didn't really like it when I would put it up, and that's probably how it got lost in the mix, if you will. So it wasn't one of my favorites by far at the time. I had way better shit going when before I came up here. So that's when I moved up here. I fucking moved, man, a bunch of shit that. Oh, but there was a slight hiccup in the system to where I didn't have nothing for a minute when I was up here, a couple weeks, and so Pure Kush was definitely annexed on the way up. I was like, yeah, definitely, I'm taking that up there. Much better shit. So I came up here with a bunch of shit, 72 on a trailer. I think I've told that story too. But Pure Kush wasn't one of them. So after time goes on and I've fucking smoked everything I could smoke, I actually come across this jar of Pure Kush that had been put up and lost in the mix for about 3/4 of a year. And I opened it up and smelled it, and it had like a sweet, it kind of ended up like almost like a sweet island skunk kind of taste and smell or aroma to it. But it wasn't close anywhere near what it was when I put it in the jar. But it was delicious when I took it out of the jar. But it's one of those things, man. It's like, and do it. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. And for a half a second, I thought, wow, if I'd known it could be this, I might have saved it. But then it's that, am I really kind of polishing the turd? It's a, do I have to grow it and then put it up for a year before I can, you know what I mean? It gets to this, you know what I mean? I'm like, nah, I'd rather enjoy something that's good, fresh out of the box. I don't, I don't want to have to take it, put it up for a year to turn it into something else.
Yeah, or just set it off to the side for a little while, go and grow part of it each time.
I guess that's where maybe a more monocrop would come in handy, where you had just shit ton, you just tuck some away.
Yeah. Monocropping is going to be a big part of it because that was always a drawback I had too, is like trying to juggle so many different girls basically. You know what I mean? Like you can only run so many at a time, and then you got different. You know, so if I ran through with 16 of them and I got 8 different ones, it's like 2 of each. You kind of wind up half pound here, half pound there.
Some of that for me was like just wanting to make catering to my patients and what they like. So I tried to keep that with them. So it's harder to monocrop when you've got a few people in mind that like different shit. It's a little bit harder to throw that monocrop in there. But I've never been a fan of the monocrop anyway. If it's been for me, especially. Especially, I do get sick of it, and some shits I've talked about, like the OG Kush. That shit was amazing, but man, I smoked on that shit for 3 months consecutive and burnt myself out on it. It was not burn myself out on it, but burn myself out basically. One joint you're good, two joints your couch locked. Well, that's great for fucking doing nothing for 3 months. that that was enough doing nothing for 3 months. They were fucking just come home and smoke and just be couch locked for the rest of the day. It's a long time.
I took a weed nap today. I dabbed myself out.
Nothing wrong with it, weed nap.
That's why you saw me eating. I hadn't eaten at all today because I slept through half the day.
That's funny. I was figuring you must have needed it, like, I don't know.
Bro, I was so hungry. I went to the store and I was just wasn't necessarily hungry yet, but I was I knew I needed food, so I went out and got food before everything closed up. Sure as shit, while we're sitting here on the thing, hunger hit, and I was just
Everybody's can of chugging.
Yeah. It reminded me how to dry mouth from smoking.
It gets hard to bounce back and forth between staying up real late to having to get up earlier or whatever.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm just lucky that you guys are lucky that I'm on that I'd be able to come on right now because normally I'd be asleep right now, but I took a nap earlier.
Yes, again, that's the only man, I've been in this cycle for a very long time.
Was it 3 years now?
No, well, that's why this was such an easy thing for me. This has always been. It's always been work, take care of the family, garden, 4 hours of sleep, repeat. That's been the schedule forever. But to get back into that, be up in the morning or of it all, it's gonna be a little tough to fall into that. Hopefully not.
I mean, I don't know how you do it, man, because I work my ass off, and then I just I want to come on here, and I see the notifications pop up, and I'm just how the fuck does he do this?
There was some of the applications or some of the jobs. They weren't all carpentry that I applied for, and some of them, anything that wasn't carpentry, they were second shift, basically second shift, or I applied for around noonish to whenever. I think most of them it's from 10 to 11 at night, so I could still kind of sneak this in somehow, or sneak in some shows. Yeah, definitely put that in. A lot of stipulations or a lot of jobs I applied for fell in that second shift time slot, so I could try to juggle both. See how that works.
Don't burn the candle on both ends too much. I'm very guilty of doing that. I'm usually I jump into the deep end of the pool before, while I'm wearing a backpack. And I got to figure out how to float. I even told my bosses when they hired me, I was like, listen, I'll do whatever you want me to. Just know I'm gonna fuck up. But I'll learn when I fuck up.
That's the best lessons learned are from fucking stumbles and falls, aren't they?
Yeah. I just keep going until someone tells me I made a mistake or to stop. But I actually like, that's the other thing about consulting I really do like is you are your own boss at some level always. So because like I'm usually the one out there in the field and stuff. And I'm like, no one else is here. Fuck it, I'm gonna do it like this. And they don't really care as long as the job gets done and shit looks like it's right and the environment gets fixed. They don't care.
It's a pretty important job.
If we're just clearing property, so we're checking boxes so that the property can get sold or someone can do a tax write-off. But in some cases, we are actually fixing the planet. So
that's the main case, right?
yeah, that is the main fight. But you just
whatever the motive is, but
yeah, you just see like the fucking massive megacorp you work for, and like all the other things that happen to get to that point.
Yeah, dude, the massive megacorps are different. Like the company I'm working for now too, they were a mom and pop, like, you know, one shop in a small town, and then yeah, the next generation kind of took over, and bam, they went to 5 shops, and then now they're like next step even more. It's like corporatized and 70 shops, and like yeah, they're buying more. They're looking to get 500 or some shops at the end of it all, nationwide, and like it's fucked up, man. Like we got our own call center, like help desk and shit, and like they're all in-house people. It's fucking.
So it's really funny. There's people that have left the company I work for to go to like smaller firms for like a little bit more money. But now, because like I said, it's like a big ass megacorp, they've bought up those firms, and now all those people are back at the company working with us again.
Yeah, so, that's the problem. I think that's the problem, though. Like the megacorp, you know what I mean? Like they take over every fucking thing. Like,
mm-hmm.
Amazon's gonna take over grocery shopping and shit.
What was it?
Amazon actually wants to put their hand in cannabis too. I want to fucking deliver weed to you.
Yeah, Bezos said that. I was just like, when the fuck is Musk gonna say this now? I mean, the billionaires are gonna get on it next.
Especially, he's gonna deliver it to you on Mars.
Yeah, we're gonna have Martian weed.
Yeah.
This is a Martian land race.
That's pretty cool, though. I heard they're going to be like setting up shop on the moon or something.
Yeah, that's the Artemis project. NASA's got that. It's a joint European Space Agency, SpaceX, and NASA thing.
So we're gonna have like a base on the moon.
Yeah, they're the first mission was the launch of the Orion, which is the largest like NASA spacecraft that's ever built. And then they had the orbiter go around the moon and everything. They're just making sure that, this is a dress rehearsal for a human because this is all unmanned. But they also had this robot in there. They had all these sensors and these probes because a woman has never been to the moon. Only men have been to the moon. So they're trying to figure out with this robot, like all the different sensors collecting all this telemetry, trying to figure out like, all right, is it safe for women? Like, is this going to fuck them up for like childbirth? Is this like, how is this going to affect them? Because like, we're still figuring out how space travel affects the human body in a big way. So they are going to have a permanent presence on the moon. Here in the next like 5 years, they're trying to get the what is it? The base set up. So we'll see. It's gonna be called the Artemis base. I know that.
It's a trip, man. It's like sci-fi movie shit. You know?
You guys got to watch a show called For All Mankind on Apple. That shit's fucking. If you want to see a trip, that's a trip.
Yeah. See, that's the thing I always thought was the biggest problem about like traveling to Mars or traveling in space is like anytime they sent people up in orbit for a long period, like they come back fucked up. Like they're, you know what I mean? Like they just like bones deteriorate and shit like that. And
Yeah, that definitely is.
to like keep your body normal. You know?
So that's definitely a thing. So they actually have they get the bends up in space. So when they come down, they have to go into a hyperbaric chamber for treatments and everything too. So there's nitrogen buildup, not just bone degradation, because the bone degradation is caused by gravity. I know this stuff because what's it called? I used to work at the Nutribuoyancy Lab in Houston, Texas, when I was doing diving and shit like that. So I would talk to these guys and they would tell me like some of the shit that like the astronauts go through, and you're just like, damn, I thought what I was going through is like fucked up. Like you guys for sure are getting fucked up. I might get fucked up. You know?
Well, there's like radiation and shit too, like once you're out of the atmosphere and all that. Like,
oh yeah.
A different ball game. We'll see, man. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting.
I hats off to them because I did saturation diving and I went down to, what was it, like 750 to 800 feet. And for a week, you get blown down and you live at pressure before they send the bell down. And then you're down there for like a couple weeks and you're just working and living down there. And you go down through the port and you're welding and cutting up metal and everything. And it's just, go back into it. Everything stinks. Everyone smells. It's fucking claustrophobic. There's helium in the air, so everybody's voice is squeaky. It's annoying as fuck. It's like you get so pissed off, and it's just like, man, I don't know how astronauts don't kill each other.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It'd be different.
Yeah, I know I'm gonna get away. Those people are like they're far away.
Yeah, you'd have to be game on the whole time. You know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like I'm pretty good with like psychedelics and keeping my shit squared away, like mentally, like a lot of times. But you know, like that's like nonstop, like conditioning. Like you can't ever flinch in that situation. I don't know if I could do that.
Like the spacewalks they show and shit. Like, so
yeah,
they pan down to the earth, and it's just like a trip, man. Like, wow.
I do want to do an orbital jump. I want to jump from space and land and parachute down to the earth.
But you gotta do it at a certain level, or you burn up, right? Like,
yes, and no, depending on like you said, what height you're doing it at. Like, because like I've been pretty high up where it's like I see more black than I see blue when I've jumped out, and we're pretty high up because we're on oxygen max at that point. I want to go to the next stage where it's like I have to wear like fucking spacesuit. You know?
that dude that did that, he had the record or whatever.
Yeah, Felix something. Yeah,
I think he like
passed out.
Yeah, on the way down, like for a certain amount of time, like that was planned or whatever. Like, yeah, hit this velocity, and you're probably gonna pass out from the forces. Or
when you're getting at that level and you've had that type of training, like, and you do those breathing exercises, you've conditioned your mind to be able to just let go. So instead of fighting the panic, he just shuts down for a little bit and he comes back to it when he's ready, and that's planned, like you said. But here's the thing: even if he doesn't wake up, he's not going to burn in. He's got an automatic deployment device, an ADD, and at a certain altitude, that thing pops, even if he doesn't do it. And there's a backup that has that same device in it as well.
I'm gonna be right back.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be no.
Oh, you're gonna dip out?
Ooh.
What'd you
Smile.
say?
I was just thinking about passing out mid jump there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That'd be crazy.
I've seen people do it. Skydiving and stuff. Like you just see them go limp and the fucking wind blowing their head around, and they're just like flopping around, and their arms are like all fucking squiggly, like fucking squids and shit. It's fucking wild.
Seen it the other where people have been like paralyzed with fear.
Yeah, I've seen that too, where they go rigid and they go and they curl up in like the most like kind of grotesque ways.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's hard to watch actually.
That's why it took me a second to say it. I was like, ugh. Just thinking about it, it's like it makes my skin crawl still. Cause like, oh man, I've seen baro trauma, like where a fucking explosion, like the shockwave hits somebody and it fucks them up, and they just fall to the ground and they seize up and they're just like, yeah, and it's just like it's fucked up, bro.
I'm sure there's a lot of people like on them skywalks and shit like that freeze up and shit like that.
Mm-hmm. It's just, you never know like what something's gonna do and how it's gonna affect you. It's like getting tased.
I've thankfully never been tased. I have been electrocuted several times. Is that the same? Does that count?
Yeah. I'm gonna say it's kind of, it can be the same kind of thing, but when you get tased by another person, there's a whole other feeling to that. There's a whole like mental aspect to it. When you see someone like just come in with like a rod and just like that to you, and you're like, and you're just like, you know.
That's you'd have to be pretty tense at the point of being shocked, and then carry that tense to another level. I would think to the extreme.
Yeah. Yeah, you just say you gotta. That's what shrooms are for, man.
Yeah, that doesn't sound fun.
Nah, but it does build character.
I'm sure. I'm sure.
You want to take the chip off someone's shoulder? I'll show you how.
Taser, right? No, man. Man. I actually had at one point somewhere, I don't even know what the fuck it is. I do have a taser somewhere. Never used it, or closest I've ever come to it's just pulling it out. And every time I've ever done that in the house, every one of my dogs have scurried to every end of the house. Just the noise from it. They're like, what the fuck is that? At one point, that was one of the things I made sure my girls all had one. They're pretty cheap these days.
I'm not gonna do it. I got people sleeping.
They're loud, man.
Yeah.
They actually make some nice tactical flashlights. They have them on the end of it, little pokers on the end that you can shock like that, a couple million volts.
Yeah, that's one I just plug into the wall. It's just like pretty quick and easy, cheap one.
Yeah. I used to have one I carried there. I did my like this cubby in your fucking vehicle right there. You never know. You never
Oh yeah.
Flint's a rough area.
Yes. Having people crowd your car so you can't drive forward or backwards and stuff. And it's like, fuck it, I'm gonna run you over, motherfuckers.
Man, I actually at one point had I was young, Thornton Atherton. I was in the backseat, middle, 19, 20, something like that. Fucking, it's about 2:00 in the morning. A couple gals sitting in the front seat. Her mom's car. This guy runs up, starts beating on the window. And instead of A, letting us confront it, B, just driving off, or C, just leaving the window up would have been another good option. For some reason, the girl in the passenger seat rolls down the window and the guy jumps in and punches me in the fucking face. Just jumps through, punches me in the fucking face, and then just takes off running. That's
fucking
it.
Flint, bro.
Just random stranger. Just fucking random, never seen fucking just that. And that was it. That was the extent of it. We were like, why did you fucking what? My mom's car, they wanted to break the window. Oh yeah. Because as soon as he punched me in the face and he run off, she runs through the red light. Now it's time to drive away. Yeah, it was Flint's crazy town. Flint
I know.
So yeah, having the taser, the cubby around there.
Yeah, I had that taser on me every time I went to the fucking trophy bar.
You know, do you remember JB's?
I think I've been there, but I was pretty messed up. So
Shit, it might even, you're a little bit younger than me. Yeah, I forget Angel's from Flint too, or Genesee County. At my 21st birthday,
cheers.
I went to JB's and was literally me and my 3 buddies ended up starting a movie style bar fight in JB's that not just us, but literally the whole bar at one point was fighting, and like typical like movie style. This cat picked me up, this big motherfucker, and threw me onto a fucking table and broke the fucking table. I mean, literally, it could have been filmed. It could have been filmed, that big brawl. I was banned from JB's for life. Don't ever come back here, motherfucker. Police came. Fucking, oh man. It was pretty fucking.
The last time I went up to trophies, I ended up hooking up with one of the waitresses out in like the car in the parking lot. And then the next day, my buddy told me, he's like, hey man, you can't go back there anymore. I was like, what are you talking about? And he's like, that was the bar manager's girlfriend. I was like, fuck, dude. She didn't tell me. She didn't tell me she had a fucking man. What the fuck am I supposed to know? I'm from out of town.
I do not miss the bar. See, like it was 22. When I hit 22, late, mid 22, I was ready I was done kind of drinking back then. Because man, by the time I would turn 21, I was damn near done with drinking from drinking so much when I was young.
And I remember I was actually going. Do you remember the Lamplighter Bar over on Robert T? Back when I was still in high school, they had picture night, and they would let me in no problem. And so I was every night going, or a lot of nights, definitely picture night, hanging out in bars before I was even close to being legal.
My buddy J-Ro told me that the place that he used to go to, because like we met up with people in the parking lot a few times, and I don't know if I'm saying the name right, but it's like the Ivory Pony or the White Pony, the White Horse or something like
White
that.
Horse, court
White Horse. There you go. Yeah. So, yeah, I met up with a bunch of people there a few times and do some deals and stuff. And me and J-Ro were there and everything. I remember when fucking J-Ro met his fucking girl. I remember when she was somebody else's girl.
They used to be a nice part of town at one point, and then it got to be a rough part of town. Now it's kind of leaning towards a nicer part of town again. It's starting to get a little bit nicer through there. Right.
So there's a city that's like near a military base that I used to be stationed at, and I had some work that I was doing there outside the town, and dude, we used to call this fucking town like something not, because it's like a war zone there usually. I went there and I was like, oh fuck, I gotta work downtown. And all my old army buddies were all like, oh, that's fucking gross, man. I went down there and I started sending them pictures of like all these Karens like walking around and like gay couples walking their dogs and shit. I'm like, yo, they gentrified this place. It's a nice place to live now.
The weirdest thing I ever seen as far as like the bar scene, it was like a weird, well, it was a weird theme change, I guess. All in all, you'll understand what I'm saying here in a second. Was there used to be a heavy metal bar in Flint called Canos. And Canos, again, was straight up bite every night, bar brawls, heavy metal bar. Closed down for a period of time and then came back as the Pink Triangle, which was a gay club. Which was, I just thought, how did it go from this to this? It was. I never, every time I drove by, I was like, man, all the times we partied in there, I never seen that place going.
You ever hear of Nelson Ledges in Ohio? They do a bunch of festivals and stuff out there. So it's a rock quarry and it's a park. And they got a bunch of campsites around there. And there's a stage and there's a little beach right there that you can go swimming and you can go diving in the quarry and shit like that. It's pretty fucking dope. And they have some pretty decently big names show up there for some shows and festivals. Anyway, back in the day, it used to be owned by a bunch of bikers, and it used to be like a really like seedy place. And I think there are even like bodies in the quarry or something. And then it got fucking sold to a bunch of hippies, and they turned it into like this huge fucking festy commune place.
Definitely like crazy. That's after hours. There was multiple that full after hours places in Flint when I grew up. Talking about we're in the bars now again, Smiley. We're talking about the old days in the bar, I guess.
Yeah, the old bars and stuff in Flint and shit.
I never did the bar scene, so yeah, I don't know. I mean, I've been in different bar scenes, but it's never been like every weekend kind of thing, you know?
It felt weird to be in a bar. The last time I went down to Machine Shop and seen Psycho Stick and a bunch Downtown Brown and a couple other really good bands at the machine shop. And it felt super. For one, fun fact, one of the Mexican, when I was cooking Mexican food, that one of the restaurants we bought and took over was Amigos, which was on Dort Highway. So we ran that place for quite a while. And then on the weekends, it would be the Mexican after hours for a few. But now where Amigos was, and by the way, that's the place I think I told the story the other night where the gal come running into the kitchen stirring up some shit. Anyways, that's now the machine shop. So I went in there, it was like a weird kind of moment too, because it's been a really long time since I've been in there, and they changed it a lot. And but I had been in a bar around alcohol a long time, and I felt like I'm drinking water, and it had the neon shows with me and the smiley emblem on it, and it just, I felt like I actually stuck out like that. You know what I mean? Being the non-drinker, it just felt like I was that far out of place. Being in that alcohol environment down there, being in the bar, it's super weird. Good time though, good music. That was the first time I seen the sombrero dance, psycho stick. They actually so at one point stopped the show and they ask who the baddest motherfucker is in the mosh pit there. And whoever that gentleman or whoever claims to be gets the sombrero. And it's like a cheap dollar store sombrero, straw hat type thing. And soon as he gets it, they fucking go, all right, get that sombrero. And fucking they just start playing, and everybody just tries to snatch that fucking sombrero off that cat's head. And before it's all said and done, that thing's shredded. Yeah. And basically, whoever ends up with the biggest piece of the sombrero wins. They get a little something. But yeah, it's a mess, man. It's fucking, once they get doing that shit, that mosh pit got crazy. Crazy. It was fun to watch for sure.
So I thought I had seen a couple mosh pits in my day and stuff, like, because I've been to a couple like horn shows, I've been to a couple like Disturbed shows and stuff like that. But then I saw this USO show in Kuwait after we had just got done being deployed in Iraq, and it was Drowning Pool. And when they played When the Bodies Hit the Floor, I mean, like, we were getting ready to go home, and then like people that don't even like Drowning Pool were at this concert, and they were in the middle of this mosh pit. I mean, they were ripping each other to shreds, man. I mean, like, everybody's getting all this anger and aggression out from like deployment for the last at least 13 months was like the minimum everybody had been there. So like, yeah. And this was 2004, 2005. So like back in the thick of it. So that was probably the craziest mosh pit I've ever seen in my life. People are just fucking picking people up and slamming them, and because like we're in Kuwait, because you're in the sand. It hurts, but not that bad. But you know, people throwing sand in other people's eyes and shit. That shit was wild.
Say, what songs? Why is that fun? Like,
Huh?
Why? What's so fun about that? Like, I don't get it.
I don't know, but it was just like
Back in the day, it wasn't. It was fun. It was fun. Get that aggression out. That's like he's talking about.
And what I'm saying right there and what he's saying is like exactly like why it was like such a release. Like everybody came out of that and you had like people like bloody noses, broken fingers, like dislocated shoulders and shit. And they were all smiling. They were all smiling.
Pantera, Megadeth, and White Zombie. I was practically stuck in that fucking mosh pit for the whole fucking session there. After that night, I literally couldn't walk for 3 days. I was couched for 3 days after that concert.
Yeah, I will say the entire base the next day at Chow in the morning was all looking pretty ragged.
That concert was crazy, man. White Zombie kicked that shit off, and with that wong dong 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 dong, and the fucking as soon as you heard that, that fucking place went from people walking around to just one massive fucking mosh pit, and it was a good time. They ended up by the time Megadeth played, they literally pulled the sod up off the hill at Pine Knob and were heaving it into the fucking pavilion at the mosh pit. It was a crazy concert. Oh, I seen another good mosh pit. I wasn't a part of the scene last time. Was a few years back when I seen Slayer, and them crazy fuckers were moshing on the pit on the hill, and then they're like doing like it's like well they had two circles basically one, and out of nowhere they started and like they were like swirling, getting ready for that like clash. And when they clashed, it was one monster fucking mosh pit. It was just like described, you get the two directions going, and it was just one pile in the center there. It was impressive. I was like, wow, they've really stepped up this mosh pit shit.
I saw the erupt, like you said, like when they started playing Bodies at the Floor at that drowning pool one, that's what happened there. And everybody started going at it. And then all of a sudden there were sides and they backed up and they went at each other. That's what I saw. I didn't see the circle one. I've seen videos of that though.
Like a Walmart on Thanksgiving night or something shit.
It's funny.
Depending on what town you're in, I'm sure it's possible. I've definitely seen. I've seen some shit in the Walmarts, and we were doing birds and Flint, and we ended up talking about the bars. Yeah, man, the Corona Road Walmart, man. I have seen some like super probably shit you probably could have seen on the internet. Walmart stuff.
Yeah, the ladies get fighting in there and shit, man. It's crazy.
Still connecting.
It's gonna be like Walmart bouts or some shit.
That's why I like
the next UFC star is gonna come from some Walmart video.
No, they actually already did that in like women's. They had this like chick that has like no teeth and she just beats the fuck out of all these other women. And they're like, where'd you learn how to fight? She's like, in the street behind Walmart.
Yeah, like that Butterbean guy. Remember Butterbean back in the day? Like bald and just fucking stout as, you know what I mean? He was a super strong dude, but he'd just come in just swinging solid, dude. Like you couldn't do shit.
Yeah. He's just once he lands a hit, you're done.
Even blocking him, you're still getting knocked around. Like he's such a big dude. I think Tyson fought him, didn't he, back in the day?
Tyson got his ass whooped.
What? No,
Tyson won, but he got his ass whooped.
Well, it takes a sec. That dude just comes at you like.
Yeah, no. When Tyson can hit, like that's the hitting motherfucker. Like, and he can move. The thing is usually like he can take it. This is one of those dudes he couldn't take it with.
Yeah.
So it was a very dangerous fight for him.
It's like King Hippo in the fucking Nintendo boxing.
So at one point, Cannon, we were talking about one night the Chuck E. Cheese in Flint. And I was talking about that I had almost got to the point where I wanted to punch Chuck because he was relentlessly fucking with me. And kept taking my hat and shit. I kept warning him, Chuck, better fucking knock it off, man. I've had enough of you. And he just kept fucking with me and shit. And so to justify my actions in the story, I like Googled fights at Chuck E. Cheese Flint. And there was too many to read, like shootings. I'm like, see, it wasn't just me. It's a thing.
No, that's for real. Like, honestly, the Chuck E. Cheese at Flint, you walk in there and you're like, oh, fuck. But it's for the kids.
Scare the fuck out of them.
Bro, like, the machines that have, like, the animatronic machines are scary enough. But just, like, some of the characters that are in there with you and stuff, like, you know those fools are packing.
You know, I actually seen another kind of mid Michigan. Remember Huckleberry Junction? At one point, I had taken one of my kids in there for birthday dinner or whatever, and them animatron, the band they used to have in there, was super creepy. And I was thinking back, I'm like, how did this ever look good to the kids and shit? I remember going there when I was young, but I didn't remember it being quite that creepy, but it was.
Yes. There was this place in Toledo, Ohio, where I grew up called Major Magic that was like that. And I fucking used to love going to that place when I was a kid. But then, like, there was pictures of it, like, later on in life that I saw, and I was like, yo, that shit's creepy as fuck.
You guys were close to being abducted and shit. Looking back, dodged a bullet.
Yeah, for real. There's a lot of times that people look back in their life, I imagine, where it's some shits like that, where you're like, yo, that's not right.
What's up, Brian?
Cheers. When I heard you talking about Psycho Stick, I figured I had to hop on and tell my old Psycho Stick story. So I've got some buddies that used to throw a festival every year. It was called Utterfest. Like, they had a couple big machine shops and a barn out in the country. And one year, Psycho Stick was headlining, and if no one's seen Psycho Stick before, that is the best live band to watch. They synchronize each other and shit, and they're hilarious.
They are funny.
They do live shows on YouTube all the time now, or they tape their practices live basically and call them shows. It can be kind of interesting, but so after one of the shows one night, I was waiting outside of the machine shed for my buddies to clear out of there, and the bass player caught me, and he's like, "You look like you got some weed on you," and I was like, "I got some weed on me." So we went to my tent and I smoked a few bowls with him, and I had him I asked him if he would sign my CD because I bought a Psycho Stick CD. And he said, no, not until everyone else signs it first. So he drugged me around the fucking venue. And this is awesome. They closed it. So this is like after party shit. And, I guess their strategy is they disperse right after the show and they find where the party is and shit. And they're find people with drugs and get them all to I don't know, they meet up afterwards. But he walked around for 2 hours trying to find every band member. Cause they were all off doing their own thing and shit. But he got them all to sign it, then he signed it and gave it to me. There was a Food album days.
James Chrysler, you are correct. Psycho Stick does do the beer song.
Beer is good and stuff.
That's a pretty good one too.
That's my favorite. Even though
I
it's only
do
like
like
2 minutes
some
long.
Madonna covers too. Some weird like shit like that. That's pretty wild. Heck yeah. It was a good concert, man. All in all. All in all. 4 great bands like that. It was a good night. I like the small venues where they like that deafening loud.
I I booked shows at this little club in Minneapolis called the Red Sea. It's like an Ethiopian fucking little diner or whatever during the day, but at night, like usually it's like a like rap venue. Like there's fucking I don't know, and but like I just knew a chick that happened to like somehow she was booking shows there and she needed them to they wanted to try something different. So like I did this metal, I call it the metal night at the Red Sea or whatever. And I would just get fucking because I used to run a little like a promo page on Facebook where I shared a bunch of like underground metal and shit. And fucking I don't know, I just happened to know a lot of bands that were local and fucking that was pretty crazy. This tiny ass little room and fucking just but there were like really heavy metal fucking growling and screaming and shit.
My daughter's significant other is in a thrash metal band right now, Boreworm, which they're pretty good. They're pretty good. They're slowly gaining traction. But it was funny the first time my daughter, ah, you're not gonna like the music he plays, Dad. What? She outputs it on. I'm like, that's good? What's wrong with that? Because it is kind of, yeah. He just played down in Detroit. No, we should have made that show.
Very cool. I never got into the thrash and rock. Real heavy rock.
Oh, I love that shit.
Man, this is so he's the guitarist in this band. Trying to get him to come do some shit.
I think you only you're hearing it. There you go. It's definitely only you're hearing it.
I thought I was sharing it. It's it right there. Pretty good.
Green
He didn't think I'd like it, but it was. That's. I've got some good tunes. Cheers.
Big fingers to the people.
Whoa.
Cheers, guys. I can't hear shit. I just tried to push the speaker shit.
Cheers.
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 What's up? Shit.
What up, sir?
Don't let me stop the party and shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
It started.
Gotta smoke.
at that metal venue or whatever, they used to have a stuffed a PBR can, but it was like a human sized one. It was like, I don't know, it was like maybe 3 feet tall or 4, but it was like 3 feet wide too, and it was like a big foam outfit that you could fit on it, and they would get whoever was brave enough to hop in that thing into the mosh pit, and everyone would just go ape shit on them, and that was fucking. I think they might even have to wear a helmet with it. I can't remember, but like, yeah, that was fucking. I've seen some crazy things with them suits, man.
Kind of sounds fun.
Right. So I thought too.
Just the suit though, with going in there bare ass like regular clothes, you're gonna like expect to have all your clothes fucked off for one. And, like, you don't go to a party like any kind of like any concert like that with anything that you care about on your person. Like, otherwise it will be destroyed or fucking, yeah. Like, nothing valuable, no shirt that you care about, it will be ripped. Just the Coliseum was the best one I seen. Rage Against the Machine, one of their last performances. When we got there, it was what the hell is his name? The rapper
Tom Morello.
No, the one rapper guy that does a song about his mom when they were, Immortal Technique. He was started and he was fucking banging it out, right? And so like there's one little mosh pit starting, and it's like just little, but then like there he gets off the stage and fucking Rage Against the Machine jumps on and fire starts in that fucking little mosh pit all of a sudden, and that mosh pit gets giant. Then another mosh pit twice the size on the other side just starts, and the one from the back, like, that was all VIP section. The back one started and tore down the gate and joined the one with the fire, and fucking whatever shirts and everything were getting thrown into this pile. Like, everybody was like almost nude by the end of it. Like, fucking fire was just roaring, fucking amazing. Like, it's just like looked like ants from the top of the Coliseum. Fucking a bunch of little ants fighting each other. Looked like like a fight in the Coliseum from back in the day. Like, it was fucking crazy. It was
That was the
amazing.
first band. That was the first band T-shirt I ever owned. There was like a long sleeve one with the self-titled album with the monk on fire or whatever.
Yeah, that was a good performance.
Bees off that fucking shirt.
Good shit though. I was nowhere near the pit and didn't want to get nowhere near that shit. Had a Laker jersey, fucking my Kobe jersey. I was like, fuck that shit. Brand new Kobe's on my feet. I was not trying to participate in shit. It's like way away.
Can't avoid it, like we were talking about in Canada. Them fuckers can explode, man. Sometimes you're in the path of a mosh pit and you don't even realize it.
I try to stay away from it, but sometimes it is unavoidable when it comes up behind you. Sound good fun now.
It looked like fun, but I wasn't gonna join. It's like, no way in hell. Been in enough regular fights to not have to know the etiquette of the pit, It's like, fuck, I'm getting a fight with somebody for real just for having fun.
And they were a lot funner until like these emo kids with their fucking windmills came running around everywhere.
Those used to be guys and start swinging those bitches around. The punks would come into the fucking, like, we'd be at the parties, but we'd never jump into the fucking pits. Like I said, like, you see chains getting thrown around with fucking locks on the end of them. Fucking wild, dude.
Yeah, like these kids, they would just sit there and like close their eyes and just throw punches and just like go in circle, bounce around in fucking circles and just throw punches in the air. They would land sometimes. It's like, holy fuck.
Yeah, some fucked up shit out there.
Hear your dog in the background.
That's the air compressor. That's
Either that or you have somebody tied up.
Motherfucker better not fucking try to get my shit again, punk.
We should put a poll out for the chat and see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
what do you think it is? The Ripper? Fucking dog. Shit. Too early in the season, they fucked up. That's all I know. Might have a dog outside. Stray dog. So if they all bark, sorry.
We tied up. I'm just saying.
You might hear like a lot of barking in a second. I apologize if that does happen. I won't be able to press mute fast enough. Coco, stop, bud. Gave him CBD earlier. He's finally asleep. He was sitting at the wall or staring at the wall for like 10 minutes.
It's the green fingers from the UK and chat. Cheers, green fingers.
Cheers. Oh, yeah. I haven't seen that name for a while.
Like, wait a minute. You that tone in your voice. Wait a minute. What?
I haven't heard that name for a while. They got away.
I think Be Real from Cypress Hill. I think his weed company is called Dr. Greenfingers.
Yeah.
Greenthumbs.
Oh, is it Dr. Greenthumb?
Yeah, I'm looking at right now in front under my phone. It's Dr. Greenthumbs with him with the afro and the little doctor shit and the glasses and the bow tie.
Paging Dr. Greenthumb. Paging.
He's in Chile or where's he at? Some other place gonna perform. I saw the Instagram 5 minutes before I joined. I was like, fuck.
He does a cool fucking show where he's like hot box in the car or whatever.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. Every day he has a show at 3 o'clock though. I don't watch it no more because I'm doing something at 3 o'clock all the time. But I used to watch it.
The hot box.
Hotboxing. Wait, hotboxing.
Oh,
Mike
yeah.
Tyson. Hold on. What was it called?
Hotboxing was Mike Tyson's.
Okay.
Yeah, it's Mike Tyson's. Okay, this is I can't remember it now. It's been so long. But you're right. That one's cool. The hotbox in the car. Yeah. What the fuck? Mando Dope was on there. What am I trying? Yeah, they did their episode. You guys haven't seen that one? Go watch Mando Dope's episode. It was fucking fire.
Didn't know that.
I'm setting that
With-
one. Cheaped out
with
with them
Cypress
all.
Hill?
Just with Be Real and C- or whoever else was in it. But yeah, check it out on Be Real's channel. Good shit.
I want to fucking know how you could throw your hand in the ring for that nobody smokes more than me fucking contest and shit. That should be a legit contest right there.
Oh, from the song? All right.
Yeah, since then I've seen a few other people call the people out on that. You ain't smoking more than me. It was Snoop Dogg I seen the other day. I actually sent it to Mendo Dope. Snoop Dogg saying nobody can outsmoke him because they called Snoop out. Nobody had ever outsmoked him except Willie Nelson. I want to throw my hand in. Just saying. It'd be fun.
I doubt it. That's their new song, ain't it? I doubt it.
I doubt it. But
Snoop said he smokes more than me. I doubt it.
that is the one.
They actually called him out on Instagram too. You know what I mean? It'd be fun to see if I'll care about.
I know I couldn't last in that. Not anymore. Even smoking, like you start mixing like dabs and joints and shit like that, it'll fucking hit you hard.
I think they should have it. I think that should be a legit event at some like fucking any of these events. The smoke out. Yeah, I mean you can enter and then be just a.
They had one at Minnesota had like a CBD cup or something like that. I forget. I don't even remember what they called it, but I remember seeing that was one of their entry things was biggest dab or something like that, or fucking some type of smoking contest. But
Just have a constant joint going around and like the old school dancing competitions. You just fall out as you want to or get up or whatever, and the last man standing.
Yeah, first one the weed naps out. You know what I mean? You weed nap out and shit. You're out of there, man.
No break. It's just a constant joint getting past.
Yeah.
There could be some good games like that. You could do the Simon Says one. We just start eliminating people pretty fast. The last smart pothead, because it's hard to take commands when you're
That
high.
would be a fun draw, and like it would be worthwhile. I think, you know what I mean. You pay so much to enter. The fucking 100 people wanting to, you know what I mean? Whatever, fucking supply a bunch of fucking joints, see who fucking last man standing is, or you know what I mean? I think it'd be cool.
That sounds like the Eagle competition right there.
You have to do different categories, 4 different categories. You could have like your wide leaf, narrow leaf, your hybrid, and like then your bammer.
We're just passing pre-rolls, bam, smoking.
Oh, that ain't gonna work though, because everybody's gonna be smoking something different. How the fuck are you gonna be able to gauge who can smoke the most? What if somebody's got sativa and somebody's got that bomb shit?
No, it's because
you're gonna sit around the table and smoke until it's done.
So
you drop out. You get up from your chair, you're dropping out.
Yeah, you got the house supplying the you know what I mean? The panel or the house is supplying the cannabis. So there's no disadvantage like you're talking about where everybody's smoking one or other. They're just like, okay, here comes a sativa round. Here comes an indica. Which one, you know what I mean? If I could just pass them out like that. But best I'd be willing to do to split that up would maybe be dabs versus joints. Okay, you got Dab City over there, last man standing. Good luck to you fuckers. Probably won't breathe at the end of that contest, but fucking new flower guys over here line up. We're smoking joints over here. That'd be fun. I wouldn't even want to put it out. I'd want to play.
You East Coasters are all the same. Well, you East Coasters with your weird ideas. Just kidding. That's not how we do it on the West Coast. Just kidding. More categories. More trophies. More
what would you be a good prize for that besides bragging rights?
A bag of weed, a bag of the best fucking, a bag of everybody's fucking weed. Like everybody has to bring 1 pound and put it up for the fucking. Everybody takes the winner takes all. That would be the shit though. Winner takes all.
Cheers.
So to even compete, you have to put up a pack.
You have to put up a pack. Yeah, that would be fucking. That's like the heavy smokers. You have just a pack to throw away. Like you want to put up 4 or 5 just to like make everybody else step their shit up. Be like, nah, fuck 1. I'm gonna put up 8. I'm gonna put up 10. And be like, I smoke more than you. Like just to prove it, I'm gonna put up that much. That'd be sick, dude.
It's a nice twist.
Get the concentrates out, get your biggest jar out. You're like, all right, I put this up. Like, it's like, damn, we have to match that. How are we gonna do that? Start calling homies. Be like,
whatever 1 pack runs or washes as that's what you dab.
That'd be sick though.
You guys are way overthinking this. Like we see table passing.
It's like late night Saturday. I got the munchies. I'm stoned. I can overthink what I want to overthink. Smiling.
Right. I had 2 burgers and I'm good. I'm like, yeah, this all sounds so good right now because I'm just getting high. So I don't got a pack to put up, guys. I'm not in. Shit.
You could have like fun races. You could do like sack races where you had to like stop and dab midway.
Turkey bag races. The turkey bag races. All the turkey bag races. Like just jumping in the turkey bags.
A turkey bag race.
Diet turkey bag.
That'd be so dope.
It's like, can you even race without breaking the bag? That's what it is.
Right, dude, that'd be tough, dude. If you go right through those things, one jump at
So we gotta figure out a date so we can find a venue for this.
Have a big
It's gonna have to be
cannabis. Have a big meetup barbecue with followed by fucking the Weed Nerd Olympics.
yeah, dude, for real. Yeah.
You'd have torturous like rounds too, like who could blow the biggest
Holy
smoke filled balloon.
Have you seen those like vape contests where the people like vape at each other and they see which who can get like the bigger cloud and like different like types? Yeah.
Breaking it in three with their body and like shooting it at them, like three different things are coming at you, and it's like, how'd you do that? He walks up, and yeah, that was a dope
Freestyle
shit.
vaping.
A few years ago, that was heavy, dude. Like
I
10
think
years ago.
Snoop Dogg just posted something like that. I don't know why. I don't think I'm even subscribed to him, but I think I just saw a Snoop Dogg video where the guy was blowing a bunch of smoke rings and bumping them off his chest and shit.
Competitive vaping.
Yeah, but those people don't use cannabis.
That where they're like blowing the smoke rings around? Is that what you're talking about? There's that.
Yeah.
They do some really cool shit with that these days.
Yeah. All the douche fluters.
Yeah. Douche fluters. Holy shit.
Have vape fights like fucking Thriller and shit. Vape mobs walking around. I challenge you to a vape off.
It's funny, the kid I work with, he's kind of like, he wears cowboy boots and shit, so he's a little bit country, but he fucking bought a Subaru, so we were all teasing him. It's gonna be not too long, we're gonna have a man bun and carrying in a mod and blowing big smoke rings and shit at it. Selling his pickup for his Subaru.
Tough. What kind was the pickup?
It was a big Ford.
Big Ford.
So,
Trucks are hard to find these days. Seems like at least 8-foot boxes.
I will say the vapes do come in handy though, like sneaking in rips and shit. Nobody's not supposed to. We were at the bowling alley and the other week it was kind of like it's cold outside, man. I don't know.
It got me through the weekend. That's for sure. I had that little that little pen that I've got filled with concentrate, so I can sneak a little puffy in there. It's funny. There was a provisioning centers there outside the beer tent, trying to make connections to the drinkers there, and I don't know if everybody brought their own, but there was definitely a nice fucking smoke session going on in the smoke area out there. I was told the night before the fire marshal had to walk through, and it was like, please put that out. I'm sorry, but nobody was ticketed for public use or nothing, but they said pretty big crowd out there smoking. I was like, that's awesome. I wasn't there that night. I was like, that's awesome. I didn't see it, but I could smell it in the distance, which gave me enough little. Must be coming from that smoking area over there. It was funny. You know what I thought was funny is we packed up the one night, and who do you think the security was watching over one of the tents? Anybody?
Iced tea. I was just taking a wild guess. I don't know.
The Boy Scouts.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they had a whole
They
troop.
they get a patch for that, or they?
Yeah. It was pretty. I was surprised.
It's got a weed leaf on it and shit.
Wasn't that type of a bad.
No.
Fun weekend. I'm glad it's over though.
Yeah.
A lot of prep went in the last couple weeks.
That's like the big event around there then?
Yeah, there's a few. That's a big wintertime event. But they have like a straight alcohol event in the summer that I'd like to see. I was actually feeling out the Chamber of Commerce the other day. I'm like, what about a cannabis
Eagle
event?
Fest. Yeah.
Because they have a Bud Bash midsummer where it's a fucking flat out big alcohol event. I'm like, fuck that. Because well, I was talking to him about the provisioning center that was out, and he says, well, I just got the other one just signed on as a sponsor. So I need some stuff taken care of. And I'm like, okay. I'm like, that's pretty cool. I'm like, that's when I was like feeling them in about, so you guys becoming more open to, cannabis per se, maybe. It seemed like I hate to say this, but it seemed like if you could prove the revenue,
That's what it all comes down to.
if you can get people in these businesses, well, that's what it kind of sounded like, to be honest with you.
Yeah. So we gotta have food trucks at Eagle Fest. So we'll have to have some kind of arrangement for food trucks. So that happen.
Man,
I think
and they were
August or September were good too.
be good. They got what they go as the taco lady here, and man, whenever I see that truck, I hit that thing, man, because they've got the best street taco. That's like a shredded like beef. Oh, they're so good. They're worth catching that truck for.
That Utterfest had a taco in a bag truck. It was there every year. It'd just be like a little Doritos bag that they'd crunch up and.
Dude, at one of the events, there was just some dudes fucking had hot dogs that they boiled and shit, and were just fucking selling them there. Like, I was kind of laughing, but they sold out. They were selling them, man. Fucking stoners get the munchies, dude. They gotta have some food.
Sadly enough, I eyeballed or looked back at a beef hot dog today. I was like, no.
That's
I'm not against it. I bought them too. They were like the only food fucking place there, man. It was like, I think that was up at the Bigfoot. So one guy bought pizza. They weren't selling it or nothing. He just had the pizza. But there was like no food places there.
Good night, Cannon Trooper. That's gross, green thing.
Yeah. Have a good night.
It just came down to say hi.
Hi, Spider. Later, guys.
Peace out. Have a great night, bro.
I did have some really good barbecue beef brisk, or some brisk, obviously, beef. Did last weekend for one of the vendors. That was,
Weed Nerd Fest.
I sprayed some fucking blade like spray on one of those one time, and they fucking killed that spider. Like, boom.
Spiders, bro. Kill spiders. Damn.
Fuck yeah, man. Fuck yeah.
I'll show you my black widows real quick. Hold on. I have a red black widow and a fucking regular black widow and a cool ass red and black striper or whatever they're called, red and black. Oh, it's almost it's too far. I can't show it to you. It'll come out later. It's too far where I can't see it barely.
So it could be Eagle Fest with the Weed Nerd Olympics.
Gotta have a food contest to eat in. Like, have
That's
Cal
after the smoke out, directly after the smoke out.
We'll have Cal do the contest, the eating competition, whatever it's called.
Ooh, that's perfect. Yeah. That is perfect. So it's almost got to be like it could be like a trifecta, baby. See, you could have the dab smoke out and the flower smoke out, and then right at their back, you have a cooking competition. So you got that like working against them while they're smoking. You'll get somebody to tap out just because their stomach's like, oh man, I gotta go eat, man. I can't take it, man. It smells so good.
Right? They'll have to. They will literally have to. Like there's no choice. You smell food and say, yeah. All that weed, all the food, we have to throw the competition out. Who's setting it up and where? I won't leave this place.
Well, wherever.
No, I thought that was what you were politicking for. You're
like, I'm definitely trying to open the door for somebody, but yeah, why not? Shit, keep poking around. We could find
Mendo Dope. We'll get the fucking Weed Nerd Olympics. We'll get some shit.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm thinking. I am honestly like, where could we pull something like this off at?
Different places. They do almost got to be more south though, just to draw people in or whatever. If that's what you're after, but otherwise, if it's a destination point for a lot of the, weed nerds.
Even if we were asking like, hoping some weed nerds would show up, and if there's like not even an airport, nowhere.
Everybody's got $200 taxi from the airport.
Yeah.
That'd be rough.
Look, I just drove 3 hours to fly out of your city not so long ago. That was like 2 hours or 3 hours. It was cheaper to fly out.
Makes sense. We'll have to figure something out closer to the airport. My side of the state, though, this side of the state's not so friendly with it.
No?
No. Like Grand Rapids City is kind of opening up, and some of the counties are, but like the county I'm in has always been no.
I was gonna say, I thought Grand Rapids had like a nice selection of dispos, like 20 or 30 of them or some shit like that.
Yeah, they do now, but like certain counties have always just really fought it. So that happens to be one of the counties I'm in. Like, yeah, I don't know. There are places operating, but it's not been like the locals. The one city local to us, the mayor was like, "Yeah, we won't ever have a cannabis thing." Like they just started selling alcohol on Sundays and shit.
So what happened here in Michigan? I've been like super busy and haven't had a chance to fucking do shit. But recently here in Michigan, we had like something major happen for medical versus like the state. You know anything about what I'm talking about? I seen a few people post, and yeah, we won. The medical won here in Michigan.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know much about it.
Damn it, now I gotta spend more time on the internet.
Right. Reading the news. Shit, man, it's about my time to hop out too. You know, check out. It's always cool hanging with you guys. Hope you guys have a good rest of the weekend.
Brother, it's always nice to see you.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers, man.
It's always nice to see you smile. Did you see my babies come up? My babies come up very big.
No.
No. 10 out of 12 already.
Oh, I read that in chat. Did read that in chat.
I'm not giving up on the mother two though. I'm gonna give them a little squirt and give them another day or so. I don't give up till like day 10 on something like that. Oh my God, that ain't coming out my chuck in the garbage. Hoping for all females, but it does feel nice to have at least some seedlings right there to look at. It's not the big garden that was behind me once before, but it's still something. It's still something, man.
Doesn't matter the size of the garden.
In Denver, I planted the Columbia twos.
Coco, stop. What the fuck is doing?
It's nice to see a lot of them DOA packs finally making it.
Yes. Good shit.
Kids.
Oh, we missed 20. That's why.
We missed it. Oh, we did. By 20. By 20 minutes.
Finally, my dog laid down. Stresses me out half the time. Like, I don't like to hear him whine or cry because that's not what's fucking good. I try to like go see what's wrong, even though I know there's nothing I can fucking do just to be there. Like you finally came over to sit down, I could finally feel like I could pay attention to the show again. Fuck.
Tomorrow's gonna have the first fuck off day I've had in a minute. Just gonna do whatever. Some laundry. Maybe some laundry, man. Be nice if that's just it though.
Oh, this is not water. I can't drink this shit.
What is it?
It's that green stuff that it's not the other stuff that I'll send you a link to so you can try it out. You'll probably be like, that's the shit. The other one's dope. It's got all the minerals and shit you need, but it's just from like green stuff. It's not like all the stuff
I drink the green goodness. Like it's like a
stuff
smoothie.
the body needs to get swole. Fuck, I can't flex in this thing. It's too big.
Every so often I accidentally grab like the other green juices and they're like fucking cucumber and like some other shit, man. I'm like one of them too. I used to tell my kids, you know, don't waste. If you grabbed it, tough it out. You don't have to eat it again. Just tough it out this one time. I've had drinks like that I bought. I'm like, I hear myself saying that in my head. So I try to power through it, and I'm like, I can't do it, man. I pushed a few of them away. I totally.
That's hilarious. It's like, no, fuck that. It's my money. I can do it what I want with it. That's like the thing I always say at the end. It's like, hey, I spent my fucking money on this shit. If I didn't, now I don't like it. It's my fault. I don't care. I'm taking the loss. Fuck it. Not drinking that shit.
I'll actually assign a value to that though. I'll be like, oh, that's only 25 cents. I can throw that away.
I usually don't throw stuff away. Dude. Like I'll just like keep it for a really long time until it's like till it needs to be thrown away. So it's like now it needs to be thrown away. It's just like being here for 2 years on the fucking shelf. It's taking up space. I wasted my money on it, but whatever. It's gotta go.
Got cheeseburgers from 2 years ago on your shelves.
No, like fucking protein powder that I don't like, shit like that.
Their McDonald's will still be good. They'll look good anyway.
Or oranges like that didn't go bad because like but they did. They're just fully dried out completely, but nothing's wrong with them. They just look like oranges still. Like it's like what the fuck? Looks like nothing wrong. I'll just leave it there. Like fucking till my mom comes over and she's like, "What the fuck is this?" I'm throwing it away. She throw it away. Be like, no, the compost. No compost. Every fucking time she's like, "I'm throwing this out." I'm like, compost.
And if I want you Saturday, eat an egg. It's time for a payday. Old fashioned payday, man.
I'll be back. I hear something outside. Might be a coyote.
You're hungry with that payday, isn't it? You're smoking out tonight, right?
I just got some cookies.
Nice. Cookies, eh?
What kind of cookies?
Just regular straight up cookies.
Chocolate chip? Sugar?
Burner. They're a little burnt.
No, because he doesn't have the original cookies anymore. So how do you have the original cookies?
That's just what it said on the jars that I.
The cookies that they have today. Okay, because the hermed out cookies is the good cookies, but even he lost that one. He says, "Mr. Hermed Out cookies, that was a good one. That was a good one. I remember it. He couldn't find seeds in it. When he did find seeds, it wasn't the real, or it might have been the real one. Like he did find seeds in some cookies.
Clone only cookie.
The hermed cookies was the greatest cookies I ever smoked. Found flour, like little bananas in it still. I was like, fuck. Looked for seeds and didn't find shit though. So I was like, fuck. It could have been awesome. Okay. It's like over 10 years ago. Holy shit, cookies is old now. It can't be 10 years.
Time
Cookies
goes
10
by
years old now?
fast, man.
Cookies 10 years, really? Cookies really 10 years? Damn, it can't be that old. Is it really that old
Yeah,
now?
it is.
Fucking A, dude.
Over 10 years.
Fucking A. This sucks, dude. I'm getting old.
You are old, man. You're old meat.
I was never claimed to be any meat. Everybody said
You're
I was
aged beef, man.
That's better though, right? Fuck, age just the way to go. Fuck.
It depends on what Kruger you're talking to.
Grass fed now. Shit, it's usually not even Kruger, just a good thing.
Well,
Shit, that's starting to taste sweet for some reason. God damn, it tastes ass. So I'll never buy that stuff again. Supreme or whatever it's called. I have to drink it. Wasting money. I don't.
crickets there. Well,
Yeah, fucking smoking roaches so high. Like fucking sedated high. Like super sedated high.
what is it you smoking?
Roaches.
Roaches.
One of the roaches were on the shelf right here in front of me. I just broke them all up and packed them all. I was like, what the fuck? I have some weed to smoke, but I just out of habit packed the roaches. So, fucking stop. I like to get high, not stoned. So,
I mean, I'll take that stone.
I don't want rocks thrown at me. I don't need stones thrown hard till I can't move. That's fucking rough, bro. Just high, like the most high. That's how I like to be.
I would take like reefer madness kind of high once, and it would.
You must smoke them autos.
That's the only way you really get high, smoking auto.
I don't know, man. Some of the ones the grown them right on the site actually look pretty good, man.
Looks can be deceiving. Just kidding.
I got some GG four crosses from Hillbilly Herb that fucking.
It's funny. Gotta shut my door. I'll be back.
I got some cherry wine CBD something, man. I can't wait to grow.
I think the real cherry wine used to be only available in cuts. Like that was we ran some in 2019. Like dude ran like 2,000 plants, I think, like, or something like that, and fucking the bud structure on them when they were pre-flower looked a little bit like balls, like just the way that it would form. And my buddy was all like freaking out, thinking that they were herms or that they were males. So like he pulled a whole bunch of them, and it turns out a couple of them like were a little bit ahead of the others. And like you know, one morning we show up and fucking it's like, oh shit, those were females. So he kind of kicked himself in the ass for that, but and they could have just been herm too, because he had him in a fucking, and we did the right thing. But like, I'm pretty sure that like, because a lot of the ones that you know, the rest of the females or whatever, that it kind of had that same, or it might have even just been kind of like a phenotype too. That wasn't in all of them, but like that was, I don't know. I remember it being prevalent, and it was fucking kind of. I always teased them about it.
I've had some pretty decent CBD flower. For I utilize it for that stressed out anxiety, and when you need it, it actually works very nice.
Well, the original plant was hemp. Like fucking, everyone thinks there's different plants, but like it was hemp all like in the beginning, and then the shit that gets you high is just something that was like a, what do you call it? Like it was like a trait that only shows up every once in a while. Like it was a mutant or whatever. Fucking, that didn't produce the THC synthase shit.
They say Thomas Jefferson used to separate the good looking females from the hemp variety. He could tell.
There was a lot of like you don't hear about it a lot, but like I guess there was a whole lot of fucking, I don't remember if it was in like The Emperor Wears No Clothes. I read there, remember it, but like all the slave owners and shit, like they grew a lot more hemp than cotton. Like there was a whole lot of like down south, a whole lot of cotton or hemp growing going on.
Oh yeah, our founding fathers, a lot of them, even George Washington dabbled with growing. Well, they say marijuana, but I'm sure it was, no.
Well, it was the same plant, but it was, yeah, it'd be nice to have some like, I mean, it's probably not existent, but like some of those strains like would become endemics where they like around here we have feral hemp, like some of it's from like the 1910 and 20. If you're lucky, like most of it's from the like 50s or 40s, but there's still some patches of that older shit around. But like if it becomes endemic after a while, it's like a plant that gets sequestered by itself for that, or so many years, will eventually the genes will change in it and shit a little bit, like it'll be kind of custom fucking for that area.
Cheers, no other grower in chat. Cheers, nowhere, man. Since I was getting ready to type it, now I'm talking. Cheers to you both. probably space out of what I was typing. Was that you spinning or was that his dog?
Damn, I was trying not to cough the whole time. Didn't work. My dog's crying like a little punk. I hate it. I hate when he does that shit. He wants me to lay down. That's all he wants. For me to go lay down so he can lay down. Fucking talk, dude. Not fair. It's like having a 9-year-old. It's just like looking around the corner every 5 minutes. Cool. Get over here. Come lay down in front of me. Come on.
So BT's got his DOA project. He needs to harvest. Let's see some pics of that. Looks cool.
Mrs. Martial Artists, 2012.
Pretty badass.
It's pretty much done now. I can fucking throw a bunch of coats of clear on it.
Hopefully he lives close and can pick that up. It's gotta be some expensive shipping, or would be some expensive ship.
Something like $20 probably.
Yeah, that's better than I thought it'd be.
Maybe 25.
A lot better than I thought it'd be.
Sell it on your Etsy store, Ryan. How do people
No, I
get a
don't think
hold
I
of
don't
you?
have one for that.
How do
I
people
mean,
get a hold
I
of
could
you?
maybe start, but
How do people buy your art from you then? How do people get a hold of you?
If they want one. Good question.
Yeah, how do people? Somebody out there's got to want one. So
Yeah, even hillbilly. There's a bunch of people saying how cool that is.
I guess you got an Instagram, right, Ryan? Yeah.
Yeah, Ryan Kowalski.
yeah,
That's where they could probably find your art.
yeah.
Good shit.
It's not public though. I think you got to request me or whatever. I think.
Yeah, for sure.
That for me for the longest time was like if I couldn't see, then I wouldn't subscribe. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
I still do that sometimes. If you have less than 10 or 50, oh, not less than 10. If I see 0 posts,
Unless I knew you.
no-go. Yeah, if it's a new account and I know it's a brand new one with 0 posts, I'm like, all right, I could jump on that shit, but I still need to see a picture. Need to see some pictures. So if anybody has requested me out there, my bad. I don't.
I usually see if they have a whole like shit ton of mutual likes, then it's legit, kind of, but
Yeah, sometimes I could.
not always.
Exactly. I've been tricked before. I'm like, that's still not the right person. Who am I talking to?
Want a logo for your company or business? I can make you a logo.
There's a billion of them, huh?
Yes, there is.
Every 5 minutes, I get another request from a logo, art logo, custom design.
Probably all the same guy that just
All
fucking
the same
threw a little
guy.
code at him and
My
fucking.
brother that shit last time, and he's like, "Why is there so many people hitting me up for art now?" I'm like, "It's probably the same one guy." And he's like, "I took a look, and all the art did look very similar." And I was like, "Yeah, same dude, bro."
Yeah, they usually have like a decent whatever the cover photo was and shit, but I never really
Yeah,
actually scrolled through their shit.
I go and look through the pictures and see if I see anybody that I know that's got a picture or a logo made from them. And if I don't, then I usually don't allow them or request accept the request. I'm like, if I see one that I've like somebody that I've known, like I'm like, oh shit, all right, that's cool. Like there's only 2 people like that.
Right here. Crystals.
Oh, give me my hat back, dude.
Oh, by the way, we gotta say at least one time. Fuck the rock.
I sent a cool picture or video to the American one. So a knockoff of Vin Diesel. It was hilarious. Good shit. I sent it to you too. I'm not sure. It's like 4 in the morning. I was like, I gotta go to bed, and I saw that shit. And you laughed so hard. Okay. Yeah. Fuck the rock.
Fuck the rock.
Crystals. Fuck the rock.
Crystals did fuck the rock.
That was the coolest fucking thing I found. The picture of the rock. I was like, man, I know one person who would really appreciate this. And I sent it to all kinds of people that wouldn't appreciate it at all just because it was fucking that good. Like, shit. Great.
I gotta go. I usually put that since we've been doing that. I've been like, hey, in the show, like in the disc, I'm like in the video details. You can go down to like just put tags to the show so it's like searchable, make it easier for it to be searchable.
But they don't realize it's fuck the rock. Like we're talking about the crack rock. Like, so fuck the rock. Yeah. They're gonna think it's the rock.
No, I've actually mean fuck the rock. That's what
I'm just saying that just in case he's watching right now, man. I don't want.
Oh no, he can come look me up. Come
I don't
look
want
me. He come on the show and we'll talk about it.
I don't want no smoke. Just kidding. Rocking it.
But for now, for like a month.
I still like want him to do people's elbow on somebody. So like
in the hashtags, I've been putting fuck the rock and like almost every weed nerd world.
That's hilarious.
So if you probably search fuck the rock, I'm sure the show will pop or the weed nerd world will pop up fuck the rock.
You should just put everything on it, like call it Biden and fucking Trump.
That's the way to cheat to get it up the viewer thing. That's the way for sure.
Fuck Trump, I love Trump.
You know what gets a lot of views? Yoga. So you put like yoga on here and people be like, all the yoga people be like
they do that until they see
morning
you abusing their hashtags and then they opt to get you blocked from the hashtag. How do I know? The random acts of kindness people do not like cannabis. I don't know why. They look at your page and you're on cannabis. You know, cool.
Where's that come from? Random acts of kindness. Do they like? Is there an association or something that might like be called that? They're like,
think so.
Motherfucker. Yo, this motherfucker. It's our association. He's saying our shit every time.
But there is shit like that where you know you can get blocked from a hashtag.
A lot of the time, I remember that one that everybody was using that when it was skunk, the skunk one. People started getting banned because all the people were hating on skunk. At the time, even cat piss. If you had a cat piss hashtag on your shit at one time, people were going so crazy on it. Like,
I quit using them on that Instagram a long time ago. That's a quick way to get yourself shadow banned right there. Instagram is misuse of hashtags. I think I'm still my Eagle Gardens gym one is still shadow banned. For fucking years. Years of being shadow banned.
So I made up a new word that's hashtag, where you take a little dab of oil and you put it on the tip of a joint and call it a hashtag, kind of like a skin tag. Eh? Hashtag.
Crickets. I think we're gonna wind up here in a second. I was only gonna roll it till 1, and here we are, 3 o'clock. I told myself I'm going to the gym tonight. I am going to the gym tonight. I'm going to the gym tonight. I'm probably not going to the gym now. It's 3. You get that weird morning crew coming in at 4. I don't know none of them guys. They're all weird. Who the fuck comes to the gym at 4 o'clock? We're leaving at 4 o'clock, 4 or 5 o'clock. I'm surprised since I've been there for a while now, there's actually people getting to be like a third shift crew coming in from like 11 to anywhere from 11 to 3:30. It used to be just me. I don't know if it's people driving by going, there is people there. You know, no. I hear that door open. I look over. I go, shit. Shit. Damn it. Another one?
That's
what you guys got going for your Sundays? Anything special? Anything fun?
No. Nobody does shows on Sundays, so no. Well, there's a lot of shows when I'm asleep in the morning, so like all morning long I'm asleep till like way afternoon. All the shows are over by then. Like I missed
you notice how live killed the replay?
Yeah.
For live.
Chat did that. Motherfuckers in chat made a whole nother fun fucking environment to be in, and then like it makes you feel like you're included in some shit.
It's a true statement, though. A lot of times, you know, people don't go back and watch or want to watch the older stuff because they want to participate in the chats.
Can't interact. I don't want to watch that shit unless I'm gonna learn something from that episode. And like if they're just bullshitting on there, smoking, having fun, I can't sit back and watch this shit unless I literally have nothing else to watch and I got like 1,000 other things to go ahead and watch.
Don't get me wrong, I love the replay viewers, the daytimers.
No, yeah, the daytimers are the best timers, but like that's the whole thing. It's like they're awake during the day when there's nothing going on. That's when I could watch the shit. When there's nothing else going on, I'm watching repeats because there's nothing else to watch. So like, that's when I have to go back and watch something from a long time ago. That like, yeah, it's really difficult to pick though. There's like 30 different things that I've missed that I still need to go back and catch up on, and that kind of thing. It's like,
I was doing the replays during the day, but there's just so much shit going on during the day. It didn't seem like there was.
I was just going to mention that you kind of had a live chat going on there too.
Yeah, and when you get caught there for a second, then like you go away and somebody says hi to you, come back later and say hi. Like it's like fuck. I went to the fucking outside the greenhouse for an hour, forgot about this fucking show. What's going on or whatever. Or whatever I
I
had
got a
going
channel
on.
that just has like 24-hour fucking. It's just if no one's there, it's just like a plant sitting in a room or something like that.
Like, yeah, with the chat still rolling. Like I've seen that before with regular plants and shit, or fucking all those other weird fucking crosswalks in Japan. The busiest crosswalk in Japan, they'll just show that shit 24 hours. Like just like 24 hours with that shit live. Just what the fuck? It's dope as fuck though. A lot of people watch. I watched.
Obviously.
If you could watch all these people interact like that, like you see like all this traffic come and just miss each other by like just centimeters, it's fucking art. It's like that's fucking damn. How did America? We would have all crashed, bro. All these people would jump out of the car, start fighting each other. It's been crazy.
they've got a bunch of eagle cams too. You know, you can just call it eagle cam and just have like a picture of an eagle on there.
Oh,
Yeah.
there's thousands of those. I've tried to look for
When
eagle one
people
time.
search for
and my
eagle
phone
cam,
erased. Yeah, I was like eagle live, and all these fucking live eagles inside of a nest popped up first, and I was like, "Fuck, dude, Eagle Gardens fucking won then. Fuck, man, fucking talking shit." I had to put the whole thing like. Then I was like, bloop, popped up with the red background. Some of the first ones where you're like, like,
Actually,
damn.
so subscribe. There's one on Instagram. It's like Eagles for You or something like that, and they show some cool motherfucking shit. So I actually seen. It seemed like it would be fucking scary if you were fucking. Eagles are big birds, man. Fucking the guy was hang gliding,
Oh,
and underneath him there was like a fucking eagle that kind of kept flying back and forth. And at that point, I was like, "Oh, holy shit! What happened to that fucking eagle? He gonna get you, motherfucker!" And then he fucking soars up and he lands on the guy's like foot and is just like sitting there riding along with him and shit. He's like trying to reach down and like touch it and shit. I'm like, oh, that's ballsy, super ballsy. I couldn't believe the bird. He was just hanging out there with him and shit. It was pretty cool.
I saw that one too, and I watched it over and over purposely, like to see what the fuck. I thought it was fake at first, but no, that one's the tagged bird, a tagged eagle or something, and that's why.
Was it?
Yeah,
Okay,
so
that
it's
makes
used to
sense.
people. It's more used to people. Yeah, so it was like, all right, a person flying up here. Let me go see what's up. But you could tell like how interested it was in them too. So, but I don't think it had nothing to do with that dude. So that was cool as fuck though to see that happen.
I've seen some ones where like the eagles land. It's like there's two people like hugging or something, you know what I mean? And he flies through, tail ends out and shit. I'm like, oh, that would be fucking. Ooh, that's brave. It's brave shit, man.
Yeah, when they get the leather out with the gloves and they start waiting for that shit to come in, and it's like they hit with the force of fucking. Yeah,
I'm
I wouldn't
talents
trust
are
that
sharp,
fucking leather.
man. And
I
if
wouldn't
he's
trust
off
that leather
just a
at all,
little bit, man, he could cut you away at a whale.
right? Cut you to death. Like that one cut could kill you. Like you could bleed out that fast. And they're always like in the wild making that fucking shit. It's not like 5 minutes away from the hospital. You're like way out in the fucking middle of nowhere. It's like, fuck.
have you guys? I don't know. This is kind of off topic, but have you ever heard of the legend of the Barefoot Bandit?
What's that about? Oh no, have not.
There's a cartoon on it that's like real, like the true story on YouTube. The Legend of the Barefoot Bandit, but it's this kid that was like, he stole he went on a fucking just crime spree basically, where like he broke into like businesses and shit, like, but he was always barefoot and he would like write big bare feet and on the ground, you know, like in fucking paint or chalk or whatever. But like he stole a bunch of airplanes and shit. Like he stole like 5 airplanes and he crash landed every single one of them. Stole like fucking like $30,000 in cash or some shit. Like it was fucking. And they're just chasing him everywhere.
I remember now. It's wild. Now that you say that, I do remember hearing about that a long time ago, bro. Fuck.
Yeah, it was a while ago.
Yeah, how did he do that? Like he was a young kid, right? He wasn't old because I remember seeing it. Like,
no, he was like I don't remember how old he was. He was, I think he might even been like a teenager.
Yeah, he wasn't
like he read the manuals, like he fucking.
He just did it. Didn't somebody say he or one of these?
He just didn't read the end of the book about how to land him.
Yeah, one of them learned from one of these kids did the same thing, but he said he learned from San Andreas. What is that shit called? What is that game called? Fuck. That one game.
Grand Theft Auto?
Grand Theft Auto. Yeah. He's like, I learned how to fly from Grand Theft Auto. I was like, what the one of these kids. I don't know if he stole a plane or fucking did a crash landing with one that somebody like passed out in, but that was kind of wild.
There was another plane thing I was just watching on that Tino's Genetics or whatever on his fucking live feed. Did the Friday night beatdowns where he's fucking like they just fucking I don't know, it's kind of funny. But In-House Genetics was on there and he shared a fucking video with like this plane guy that was like he stole a plane, and then I forget where it even was, but like he ended up supposedly dying. Like I guess they found his head or some shit. They say. Other people think it's a hoax. I don't know. Some conspiracy theory shit.
Yeah, the one dude that ditched his
Like he did like
airplane.
a barrel roll or something like that, and like they had a couple like, and because like we were listening, he was playing the recording of it, where like you could hear like, the fucking the tower or whatever talking to him and shit, and the guy was just talking crazy the whole time, or not like crazy, but he was just sitting there talking to him. I don't know, weird.
Crazy.
Oh shit.
I'm gonna bounce out though. I'm gonna watch that Legends of the Barefoot Bandit thing. I can see it like playing in the preview thing in my fucking corner, and it's got me tempted.
Right, yeah,
12:12. I just saw the clock. It's 12:12. Hell yeah.
Thank you for popping in and enjoy your documentary.
Beer is good and stuff.
Right, I'm gonna probably kick back,
Beer's good.
chill myself.
Hell yeah. Peace, right? All right. Trying not to cough this time. Everybody go plant some seeds. Should have done that 4 days ago. Just kidding. Eagle, thank you for having us. It was an early night. I wasn't expecting it. Those are always the best ones when I get to sit back and watch it first for a couple hours. Reminds me of the old days. Seeing Smiley and just 3 people, like little triangle, that trifecta type shit. Just like to fanboy out sometimes. Appreciate you, Eagle. Love you. Have a good night.
Love you too, brother. Have a good day.
Oh yeah.
With that being said, that does wrap up this here episode 788.5. Again, trying to drag it out to get to that 1,000. Boy, I sure would like to make the remainder. The remainder, what is that? 221.5 episodes. I sure would like to make those all fucking interviews. At 0.5 WEedNerdWorlds again. With that being said, we are marching our way to that 1,000 mark day by day. Just the end of your day, your journey. Please get some rest. Just the beginning of your day, your journey. Please take time out for a little bit of self-love, some meditation. I can't tell you, I cannot express how important that is. You do have to love yourself. And then you have to know where you're going in life. Don't be afraid to limit, or don't limit yourself to your dreams, to what you are now in life. You can always mix it up. Those dreams that you had as a kid, dreams you've developed as you become who you are today. It's never too late to start playing guitar. It's never too late to start running. It's never too late to start chasing your dreams. And as Les Brown says, it's never too, you don't have to be great to get started. You just have to get started to be great. With that being said, don't forget to do something nice for somebody. Random acts of kindness do save lives. Don't be afraid to do something nice for somebody. I love you guys. More than likely, I will see you tonight. Put on your calendar. There is a special date coming. I won't tell you who. February 10th. I got a good one coming for you. So
Just a teaser. Put it on your calendar. Be ready. Have an amazing day.